Fuck.
And I rolled even higher.
Oh,
And you rolled low. Is
so much more.
No one else was even in the vicinity.
I was just worried you'd get above a 12.
that was a pretty middle number there.
Yeah, it matches. 1620 followers. I'm gonna kill him.
Salarn pulling up his notes.
He's like, no, I've already given the recap. It didn't. You guys couldn't hear it.
Yeah, you guys couldn't hear me.
All
while
right,
I
well,
was
let's
talking
get
this
on with
entire
it.
time. Damn. Okay, well, I get the.
Oh, sorry. Was I muted that whole fucking time?
Literally, literally, we're
Both
like,
of you were.
Through the joke of you being.
I think we were even trying to, clue you into that.
You were like, hey, so.
How?
You finished the recap, right?
Yeah. You guys got it, right?
Yep.
Well, we
Yeah.
we started at the end of the battle at the Watchtower, and we finished sort of clearing out some of the stuff there. And after we had gathered everything there, we sort of set off to re-find where the dwarven women and children had gotten off to. And I know there was something in between us, us leaving and then finding the dwarves. But
You
cannot remember
found
what it was.
the entrance to a cave with some bodies around it.
Oh, yeah. So that looked good for previous investigation, or more investigation, but I think we wanted to definitely find where these people were and probably try to get a long rest in. We eventually came to the ravine where it seems, with this river crossing, where the dwarven women and children have sort of set up a new home here, and agreed to, sort of cease hostilities and sort of get folded back into Voltsnue, as long as they could sort of keep their sort of township here. They, I believe, did have mine access. They found a nice way to sort of quarry into the mountainside here. And then they had also promised us, for helping them out, that they would build an inn for us that we would have some ownership in. And that's what a lot of the sort of designs in the chat were about. Sure there was more, but I do not remember.
So Nada did show up. You talked to her. She told you that she was going to go talk to Kirlotar, and try to basically see if he could regain control, since you've crushed the troublemakers, at least temporarily.
Yeah, and Slaughter just wanted to slaughter them.
Yes, he did.
Just the blood.
I mean,
casters.
Sykes was. Yeah, Sykes
So-
was kind
so
of like
everyone.
okay with going back there too. But diplomacy showed to be the victor, I suppose.
You don't have to sound so disappointed about it.
Yeah, we've seen Slaughter's diplomacy when he's out of options.
Well,
I'm not sure
It's
you
worked
can
so
say
far.
shoving someone off of a building is diplomacy.
It is. It's
they
it's not great
received the
diplomacy.
message clearly, did they not?
Yeah, it would have worked better if he died instead of running around after he fell.
that was disappointing. Chuck punched his face in though, so that worked.
That was pretty funny. From there.
That's when we kind of set off to go. We were going back to Voltsnue, I thought, and we ran into
Dead orcs.
the training ground. Yeah.
We had the mass grave and the screams from inside the cave.
Okay, yep. Sorry, I thought it happened before, but you're right.
No, yeah, it was after everything else. It would have
Okay.
been weird if we didn't stick around for that. Be like, yeah, we heard screams from a cave, but we came to see you guys and design a tavern.
Just like, well, yeah, that
Maybe
was
I'm
really
just a little
weird.
jaded then, because I deal with a lot of parties that ignore blatant, interesting plot elements and go, oh, well, and then walk right past it. So I kind of expected you had done more or less.
Harkid
Which would have
wouldn't
been
allow
funny.
it, primarily because it's like, oh, this is written in Orc, and
Oh,
Sykes could be lying, or I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
He's built
Yeah.
this general distrust of Sykes for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason, after like we found the dead orcs, he's like, oh no, these people wouldn't do that, and we find the mass grave. I mean, after he's scanned the thing, so he's like, orcs are kind of like dicks. They don't drink enough alcohol or party enough. Savages.
But like the thing is, it's like they're trying to build a culture away from savagery.
Yeah. And everyone else is like, man, they're doing no fun.
You should probably do this a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a few parties this last couple of weeks who have just so ignored everything, and then they're like, why are we on such a mess?
It's like, because I put 5 plot points in front of you in a row that you just declined to look at.
It's like, no thanks.
Yeah, I was that reminds me of something. It was like railroading versus sandbox, and someone's like, I want them to go exactly where I want them to go with the illusion of choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach Oyama and Brendan Lee Mulligan.
Yeah.
Oh, you just want to get them to get in the mine cart and ride down the road to Little Gem Room. It's like, what a part about that does not or sounds unfun to you?
Yeah. Like, you're getting there one way or another.
And you're going to enjoy it, goddammit.
I mean, that's how the Motley Crew ended up just doing everything but Candlekeep stuff for a while. Started like 13 businesses.
Traveled half the Sword Coast.
Yeah. Didn't have to go that far. We just were.
Living long and fulfilled lives.
It will never rival the party that were playing a official campaign, and the adventure gave a prophecy to them that they had to go into the desert to save the world. They get the prophecy in a coast town telling them to go to the desert. Their reaction is, well, we kind of need some money first, so why don't we like hire onto a merchant ship and offer ourselves as security for a merchant ship and go sailing instead?
That's a pretty burdensome thing to be dealt, you know. So
Yeah.
maybe
Be
they're
like,
like, "Hey, let's shirk this responsibility for as long as we can,
They'd be like,
or
yeah,
until the world ends." Sound great?
yeah, they're like, yeah, the prophecy only comes true when we do it. So if we wait, like, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, you want to get all the side quests done before you go into that.
Yeah.
This was
Warning.
not remotely a side quest.
Yeah, that pop-up window came up and said, "If you continue further, like, you will not be
Yeah.
able to come back to this."
And I feel like
And then-
sometimes people like let them get too far away with that, and then you're like, well, I don't want them to have a consequence because of this.
Well, I would have fully been like, sorry, the world blows up.
Yeah, like everything's on fire now. Everyone knows that you didn't follow the prophecy, so everyone hates you now.
Yeah.
Them's the bits.
Yeah.
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 They the merchant ship got attacked by pirates. They
Nice.
failed their job. And then they got recruited by the pirates.
After
What?
failing,
Yep.
the pirates wanted them after they failed to even like.
They didn't let on that they were the hired security,
Oh,
and so the pirates didn't know that it was their job, just that they were part of the crew.
oh. Did they kill everybody who knew that they were not part of the crew?
They killed the captain, yeah.
Jesus. Wait,
They were
who-
kind of
wait,
terrible people.
Wait,
Gee.
the party killed the captain?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Delightful.
I mean,
Were they supposed to be like good people or evil?
I don't even know.
they didn't even know. Identity crisis all around. How was that that wedding, Gordon? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, yeah, it was a good wedding actually. It was quirky. They had open mic for speeches for the couple.
Oh, that
Ooh.
sounds awful.
That's rough.
There was one girl who was about this short of coming right out and saying it should have been her.
Oh.
Should have been me getting married to him. Should be my wedding.
Said like
I-
5 minutes of stuff, and it was all like right short of just coming right out and saying that.
I would have had her tackled off the stage within like 10 seconds. I
was
would have
like,
been
oh.
like, security!
Like, oh, the
Security.
mic stopped working. Just pull up
The groom used to have a cafe that he hosted like a writing circle every week, and so a lot of people from that old writing circle were coming and giving speeches also, and one of them was
the-
like,
oh, no.
so I know, like, I never knew what to write, so I always just sang songs instead.
No.
And he's like, and I know you always used to hate when I did that, but I'm gonna sing a song for you today.
I'd fucking kill someone. I
Was
would
this
kill
the
someone.
groom's friend
Yes.
or guest?
And so he started singing a Leonard Cohen song, very wrong.
I'd kill so many.
Was this like after alcohol had been served? Was before?
Very
during?
little alcohol, not enough alcohol to
probably, like,
excuse this.
What, like 2 or 3?
Yeah, the very beginning of the
drafts
reception.
Champagne.
And he finished the first verse and paused, and everyone started clapping. He's like, "No, I'm not done."
Yes.
Everyone continued clapping.
Me,
Yeah,
turning
you
off
can
hear him,
microphone.
bro.
Did he sing the whole song?
He sang 3 more verses.
Turns off microphone.
How did it end? Did someone like? Did he just like people stop clapping?
Yeah,
Perfect.
it was painful.
Only the
It
bride
was
and
so
groom do
unbelievable.
Things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. But the rest of it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, if you are at the entrance of this and deliberating on what to do after having found all of those bodies,
No, we were already walking in.
Yeah, I think
then
the
you're just...
that
Because
message
we-
that you
we-
put last time is
Yeah,
the
we
order.
gave our-
Oh, yes,
order.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
Because I
was
just
trying to
wanted
figure
to
out at the beginning
tape.
what that was.
I've
I was
been
like,
a little...
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
this?
Like-
And then I'm like, oh, that's the order. That's a marching order. Got it.
Yeah, I was like, was he trying to remember who played in the game?
Yeah. I was like, you can check other places for that.
Yep, that does make sense. As you're venturing down into here, if I could get a perception check from Solaris, then.
Oof.
Yeah, if we die, it's your fault.
It's always my fault.
Yeah. It's always the 9. So
back is hurting from carrying all this decision.
Like he's like behind him, just like putting extra stuff in his backpack.
Oh, god damn it, it's real. Ah.
I meant metaphorical, god damn it.
He starts pulling his stuff back. Now that,
One thing that should come as no surprise, but is quite apparent: there is no light down here as you go,
Yeah, there is.
Oh
I
yeah,
have
just
my light.
yeah.
other than your lights.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, there is. What you
I
mean?
mentioned that just because the hysteria of having an entire party turn Muppet-born.
Oh, yeah, we
The
don't
realization
have
that they
dark vision.
all lose dark vision.
Mhm.
No.
The entire party doesn't have dark vision now.
And they're like, we sold our torches.
And we're vulnerable to fire
it's
too,
a
so that's fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very dangerous, scary thing.
That's a dangerous
Oh.
Yeah, all of those synthetic materials, like polyester, highly flammable.
thing. Ow, ow.
Yeah.
It is cool though that
We're just dodging the ashes that come off the top of the torch. So, yeah.
It is cool. What?
I was gonna say, do they change the racial traits because of that? Or is
Yeah.
it like, oh,
Yeah, reality was rewritten. They are fully Muppet-borns.
Full Muppet.
One of them, the variant human, lost their starting feet.
Oof.
Oh no.
It's like I needed that.
He kind of really does, yeah. You go venturing down this cavern. You can hear some faraway sounds that you're not entirely sure of. They're cries of some manner, but you can't tell if they're even beast or humanoid. If they're humanoid, it would be of pain or surprise. If it was a beast, it would be much more feral sounding.
Great.
Whatever it is, it's bad.
The Guruzuru do value their martial prowess. They can be quite brutal. So I haven't walked through their training grounds, but I've heard of horrors.
Yeah, like the mass grave up top.
It's
That did
just
seem like a good giveaway.
Yeah, that fucking shit show.
But you do believe these to be humanoid, not beast.
As you're continuing forward with your perception, you notice, with the help of the lights,
You're welcome.
a hole in the stone ground about 3 feet around.
I'm happy that you said in the stone ground because I was about to be like, oh, what?
And laughed and laughed.
Well, I guess I'll sort of start approaching it. There's not like an obvious ladder sticking out of it, is there?
Not only is there not a ladder there, it seems as though this was some kind of trap, as you can find broken shale on the edges, and you see what almost look like claw marks on the stone.
Well, at one point this was booby-trapped. Looks like it's been a while, though. This one's been triggered.
Why are we trapping boobies?
To
'Cause
protect
they are
them?
too dangerous for the world. Is anyone sort of good at working with these mechanisms? I've seen them, but not had much luck dealing with them.
I could try and see what if it requires further disarmament.
I mean, it's just a hole, right? Can't we just jump over it?
Yes, but if we have an idea of what sort of mechanisms they're using, we can look out for them in the future. Because all of them might not be triggered yet. Usually if there's one, there's more.
Yeah, would Sykes gonna be able to get around Solaren to maybe
Unfortunately,
identify-
it's still very tight where you are. This hole at 3 feet wide fills the entire width of the hallway. So, like,
Alright,
you
I'll
could
try to-
easily jump over it, but there's, like, no scooching room of one person past another. For you to get up to it, Solaren would have to jump over the pit first.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Push the line in the pit.
Ah!
Let me take a look.
It's like, I see the problem. There's a Solaren in the hole.
That seems like a pretty big problem.
But yeah, I'll hop over to the other side so you can get a closer look.
You leap over to the other side, and you hear a faint crunch underfoot.
Uh-oh.
You look down, and you can see that the stone is cracked where your feet landed, as it's like more shale that's broken under the crack. However, it does not fall away.
Oh,
Think the whole floor is made of this. At least for this stretch. Everyone be real cool.
I'm glad that we have the heaviest party members jumping over first.
right. I'm like,
You'll know real
hey,
fast.
Can I go? Can I go first?
Well, Sykes will like edge up towards the opening of the hole and kind of peer down into the hole. Maybe he can see what's at the bottom, or maybe he can identify if kind of looking towards the ground towards Solaren if it appears that the hole goes further into the cave, or if what Solaren is standing.
As you look down, it does not appear to.
Okay. Does it just look like a false floor that fell through?
Yeah, and it looks to go down well past your vision would allow.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
How far is your vision?
Well, I got your standard dark vision here, so I would imagine with the limited
60
light,
feet.
it would. Yeah, that's about all I'm getting out of there.
Hmm.
Deeper than we would like.
Yeah. Just kind of relay that to the rest of the party. This may seem like something you wouldn't normally want to do anyways, but take care not to slip into this hole. It goes down quite a ways.
Definitely noted. Does anybody have like a piece of wood you could lay across so you guys could walk across instead of jumping across? This landing area is already cracked.
So I did leave my 5-foot plank of wood at home. Otherwise,
Damn
I think I
it.
would've brought it.
Ah, this would have been the perfect time.
Got this really strong thread of wire, but I don't think any one of us are tightrope actors, are we?
No.
Did you say the floor doesn't continue sort of past me? Like the gap? Or is it all
Yeah, the
sort of
gap is only a
undermined?
3-foot circle, so where you are, it's like cracked, but it doesn't appear as though there's a hole underneath.
Okay.
Unless they independently dug hole after hole.
That would be devious, wouldn't it?
It's just
Yeah.
a giant trench that they've covered over.
Well, I should be able to jump across. Get a step a little, I guess, further down.
You say this
Keeping my feet sort of to the sides of the towards the walls.
you said this hole is just in the floor from the shale, correct? Like it was a trap dug into it.
Yeah, looks like a false floor put over a hole.
Does there look like there's any sort of path around? I know
No,
we're
so
in
it
like
goes
headquarters, or
it
if
goes
there
to
was-
the width, it goes all the way to the walls, so you have to just jump over it. You can't skirt around it.
Okay.
I think you should be fine.
Well, Sykes, think you can make it?
So, would you like to back up to give me some room?
Yep. Move down a little bit.
Trips into a hole.
Yeah. Sykes is gonna jump as light as he possibly can, if that's a thing.
Not
Hmm.
really.
Jumping lightly.
Lightly. I mean, it would make sense for Chuck to have some sort of grace with this, but not like a half-orc fighter rogue.
I think he can run on walls at this point. I was close to being able to.
He's close. I think it's level 6.
I think it's
Is it 6?
level 7.
Mhm.
No,
Seven?
7 or 9.
I think you said 9 last time.
I think so.
But you know, not really close, but you know, more than
Close enough.
halfway.
I'll go ahead and make the jump there.
As you kind of leap across, there's another crunch, but it still holds.
Great, I'm fucking last.
I fail to
I'm
see
not-
what the problem is.
It's like I'm not much better than you. What if Chuck breaks it?
I'm also pretty light.
Thinking
though,
of like
so-
Squid Games right now, and
Yeah.
if you're last, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll make way for Chuck to come on over. Simultaneously, also kind of trying to observe for any other traps that might be ahead of us.
Solarin is still in front of you, but yeah, you can keep your eyes open. As each of you gets over the edge, it no longer shows any sign of breaking, and you all safely get to the other side. The pit that you're leaping over seems as though it goes over 100 feet down, though, as a little loose piece of rock falls into it as you're leaping across, and takes 5 seconds to clatter on the bottom.
Sounds like it hits a solid surface.
Yep, it clatters like stone on stone, and you hear a faint ping of metal.
I assume probably like spikes or something at the bottom. Or
Seems a
even,
little
like,
overkill,
someone-
but
Maybe
Yeah.
somebody who fell already in like armor.
there were claw marks on the wall as somebody trying to not go down the hole.
One of my favorite traps to date was the finding a secret passage to circumvent a whole dungeon space with a set of stairs leading down, and the first guy who goes to climb the stairs find out the stairs are illusory.
Oh god.
Sinister.
I always
we caught
love
him.
when in Scooby-Doo or some shit when the stairs would become like a slide. I'm waiting to use that on someone. I'm like, I need to make stairs into a slide all of a sudden.
And just that ominous click. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone just knows they're doomed.
But yeah, each of you gets over the trap without further risk and is able to continue on. Venturing further still, the ceiling is gradually reducing in height until it is at 5 foot even, leaving all but the shortest of you having to crouch low and hunch over. How
I
tall
do
is
not like
Cody?
these walls of rock.
Cody, do you know how tall you are?
Forget what's average for.
I'm trying to
I
pull
know
it
we're
up.
smaller. We're on the smaller scale.
Range from just under 5 feet to 6 feet high.
Okay, I'd probably be like solidly like pretty short, so probably like 5 foot like 5'2".
Well, it's especially annoying for you because House Satyrs walk involves a hop,
Yeah, so I'm just
and so you got an
banging
extra hunch just because you have to hop with every step you take.
banging my horns on the
Ow.
top of.
Ow. Ow. I hope no one is claustrophobic. This is great.
The walls also slowly constrict until you're down to about 2 feet wide. When you're just able to make out through the light somebody else up ahead of you with their back to you.
Do you guys think I should drop the light? I mean, then half of us won't be able to. I'm just gonna say.
Just hold on to the person in front of you.
How's that gonna help me if we get in a fight?
Well, if we're in
He
a
might
fight,
not be
that
able
would
to
be a
make
great
us
time
out.
to put the light on. But
Yeah.
but if you're concerned about being made, then you could drop the light and you could just hold onto the person ahead of us.
Okay. I'll just drop them for now.
If you,
Yes, I'll call out to him because I mean, gonna get to it anyway. See if it's alive. Hello, traveler. Seems an odd place to run into another.
The figure with their back to you doesn't react to you as they're standing there with what appears to be a breastplate on. As you get a little closer, and you can see a short sword at their side, and they appear to be holding a spear. They're broad-shouldered enough that they're filling the passageway.
I mean, can I tell if they have like skin on their skin on like the back of their neck? If they're
They do.
Okay. Seems an odd place to remain stagnant. What is your business here, sir?
Still no reaction.
Running away.
I'm just gonna sort of flip my axe around half, or so that shaft is going first. Just sort of poke him.
As you poke him, the head slumps forward a little and the spear clatters down, but the body itself does not move at all.
Figured. Huh.
See past that.
Well, so it's just suit of armor was stout, and he looked like he was holding the spear, not that the spear was through him or anything, right?
Right.
Okay. Huh? Guess I'm gonna try to extricate the armor, or wedge the armor out so we can sort of push it out the way. Push it behind us.
Push it so we can climb over them. Did we get rid of the lights, or we still have lights?
You should still have lights.
Take a look at this armor, Sykes. See if it means anything to you or your people.
Sykes will get I guess, as close to the armor. I'm assuming that Solarn would have to crawl over the slumped body.
He's tall enough that, and the ceiling's low enough that you'd have to like climb under his legs or something, because as you like prod, while like the body flops loose and the leg kind of wobbles, it seems as though he's like either wedged in there or secured so that his torso and shoulders don't move at all. He's like tightly wedged in.
Okay. So, yeah, Sykes will try to identify the armor if it looks like maybe it was.
Looks to be
orcish
human.
made. Human.
Well,
What?
it's in our way. I could probably just I could take the spear, just sort of ram it in there and try to leverage the armor out.
As you start to do there's like a scraping and a crunching, and then there's a pop as you actually like get the breastplate free, and one of the shoulders crunches
Ooh.
and slumps forward as you think you've like actually dislocated the shoulder. And as it slumps forward, you can see, as if jutting out the side of his ribs, 3 metal rods.
Are the 3 metal rods like from the wall or something?
It's either from the wall into him or from him into the wall. But yeah, there's like, you can see run through.
Oh, great.
Oh, that was gooier than I meant it to be. Ooh. Well, looks like another trap triggered. Looks like we're following some sort of outpost or patrol party. We've luckily cleared the way of traps, at least up to this point.
What can I say, but you're welcome.
Perhaps we should have brought more bodies down here to. No, I'm kidding.
Keep doing the Lord's work.
Well, we must be on guard as we can. Eventually, Yeah, we're either gonna find the exit to this or a untriggered trap.
Well, let's hope that it's the former.
All right, but everybody, get your spread your legs open. We're passing this armor back to the end of the line so we can go through.
Well, can't we just go under his legs?
I'm
I
just
think- I
passing
think
the
our
armor down
horns
so
might
it's
get
out of
caught.
the way. Sorry, what's up?
As
Yeah.
you're like removing the armor, you can see that the person themselves is indeed run all the way through as they're being suspended by 3 bars or spikes or spears holding him in place. But as you remove the armor, he's able to slump a bit more. And it seems as though it's relatively recently that this has happened, but still long enough that like there's some decomposition.
What species are they? Human or?
It is a human, best you can tell.
Think back.
Well, unless we can figure a way to retract these, it's going to get very gory, and then we're gonna have to cut our way through.
I mean,
Just go
we could
under his legs.
we just crawl underneath him. I don't know why we have to disassemble the body.
Oh, or if there's room, yeah, we could. I'll go underneath them. But
It's a
didn't seem like there was.
awkward, tight squeeze, but you can just do so.
All right. We'll do that.
Like, just at first glance, does it look like we would be able to retract them from the wall?
He's still wedged in there enough you can't really see the mechanism
Yeah.
or even holes.
Yeah. It just seeing it like certain parts, like looking up
Yeah.
and down, the bars are just kind of okay. All right.
But one by one, you're able to crawl underneath. As you can see, under one of his feet is a depressed pressure plate.
Aw, why is the pressure plate so sad?
Because it's not setting off any more traps anymore.
Oh,
It's lost its purpose in life.
damn.
Sad, right?
Is that the robot that passes the butter?
I'm unfamiliar with that one.
Uh,
Rick and Morty.
yeah.
Oh. As you squeeze through its legs, the passage starts to widen ever so slightly and be fresh cut stone once more. As it goes back to 7 feet high ceilings and 4 feet wide spaces, just enough for you to be able to walk normally, but not enough to easily pass one another still.
There's more air in here. Oh, thank God.
As now up ahead in this widening area, you can see a door just off to your left.
Hmm.
It's real dark in here.
If Koei wants to put dancing lights up, well, I'll put it up for you.
I sort of know how to do that and sort of don't. I think they're like little individual lights, aren't they?
Well, I do know, so I'll give it a
They're
hand.
little
How wide is the area for dancing lights? Is it
It can go, so it's
They're what, 20 feet?
120 foot range, but they have to.
What's the light that they emit?
A 10-foot radius,
Okay, yep.
and it's
10.
only dim light in a 10-foot.
Cool.
But then it can be 120 feet out.
Yeah.
The lights must be within 20 feet of another light, and then if it exceeds the spell's range, it's no good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, man, they're just enough. I can still see Slarn and Sykes, and then the third one guy, and I was like, oh, now I can see Chuck.
There we go.
Oh, is that a turn I see?
There is a turn up ahead. Yes, there's a door here and a turn up ahead.
Is there sort of a lot of dust in this area, or does it seem sort of upkept?
There's a moderate amount of dust, but not as much as you might expect. This doesn't seem like it's cleaned, but it does seem trafficked.
Okay.
We still
Okay.
hear any of the screaming?
Wait, who got
You
traffic?
haven't heard it for a couple of minutes.
They're dead. We can turn back now, guys.
Oh, you know we can't do that yet.
Yeah, well, if there's a bridge.
Is there a green version of these lights?
There is. Do you want the green version?
And you want the green version?
But yeah, I mean, I'll probably approach the store and I guess try to listen through it.
Sick. Could I get a perception check from you?
Is there a way I can help him with that check?
Not really.
Yeah. Other than me listening as well. Shit.
He's like, it's a door. Sounds like wood.
He's like, this door sounds pretty solid. Oh, I like the green light.
Yeah.
Would I be able to listen as well?
Yeah, you could.
Is it a wood door?
You hear slight movement on the other side of the door. Not really able to tell what it is, but you can hear that something's on the other side.
Yeah, the composition of the door, is it wood, stone?
It is wood.
Wood.
Mm.
Okay.
Made within the last 5 years.
Okay.
But I mean, honestly, how terrifying would it be if it was like 30-year-old door and you're like, we weren't here 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah, exactly. No one knew about this. All right, Koi's got a point. We should leave.
But do you truly believe that it is other Orkin down here?
I mean,
All I'm saying is whatever's screaming, shut the hell up, which means it's probably dead. So,
that there are orcs slain in the fields and the mass grave. This is a training ground, and the Guruzuru pride themselves on being, at the very least, a militant, capable sect. It wouldn't be beyond them to have such dangerous training regimens this far from Durgan.
Then if there are things on the other side of this door, they might want to see. It might be better if they saw your face first instead of mine.
They're okay. Very well.
okay, so
Very,
we're
very
in.
reluctantly, Sykes steps in front of the door. So now he's gonna check for any traps on the door.
You can give me an investigation check for that. You feel confident that any traps are showing no signs on this side of the door.
He's gonna slowly kind of like grab the handle and go to turn it to identify if it's locked or not.
It doesn't feel locked.
Just kick it open and step to the side.
Stikes will open the door. Oh,
As you
what?
open it, you
What
see
did
a
I do that
room
for?
with a couple of wooden crates and some papers strewn about in a stone room as two gigantic 12-foot long ant-like creatures with lobster claws turn and look at you.
Fuck.
Oh,
they
they
fit
orcs.
inside that doorway.
Close the door.
There's no orcs in here.
Close the door.
What? Except for this weird space-time continuum seems to have stopped. I'm frozen in motion right now.
Close the door.
I like to think we close the door.
Oh.
They break the
Just
door but can't get into the
close the door.
hallway.
Boss battle.
Still have piercing immunity. No, I'm kidding. Grow me some pumpkins. Solana, I need some pumpkins.
There's no dirt in here.
How do you know?
We'll have to dig through a little bit.
Harkin's the first to respond. What do you do, Harkin?
You said there's barely enough room to move around each other.
Here there is just the tiniest bit still.
Would I be able to at least get around Chuck?
Yes.
Try to get to here.
Wishing past Chug.
How? Because I can't see what's in there without moving into the room.
Just go for it. Why not? What could happen?
I guess I will. Anything cool? I will hold my action to fire the musket at whoever's scared sights.
Okay.
As soon as I can see it.
We just
Kill.
maybe think that it wasn't fear, but more concern is what.
It's not. I mean,
like,
you kept saying I can't shut the door. I can't shut the door.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I just walked into something I shouldn't have seen. You know?
Like your parents are in there.
Yeah. That
I'll
would
just
actually
wrestle
be
in,
really
It's fine.
to imagine. As I'm like half orc and like half earth Genesee.
So
Would be,
can we see the
ugh.
door?
Yes.
What are you laughing about? What are you laughing about?
Can I use Mage Hand to close the door?
So Mage Hand can't do anything the turn that you cast it.
That's right.
Otherwise, yes.
Shit. I just realized the woodcutter's axe is two-handed, so I can't have a shield. That's not
Oh.
He's like, I finally read the description of this thing.
Well, I just got the shield like last session. I was excited. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'm gonna use Mage Hand and get it like directly near the door. Like cast it and have it appear directly near the door. Ready to close it. If no one else does. And I'm staying back here. I don't want to fuck with whatever he saw. I just want to close the door.
As you do that, you hear a high-pitched screech.
Is it alike to the ones like the cries we were hearing prior?
It is not like it.
Oh.
As Sykes, you and Harkin suddenly see a stream of green liquid go spraying forward.
Like this.
Oh.
Harkin's just like he's not directly. Still close, but he's not directly in front of the store.
It's peeing on you.
As this spray comes flying out. Oh no, the mage hand fails.
Oh no.
Well,
Both Sykes and Harkin take 5 acid damage from that spray. As the acid is dripping off of the walls, it kind of like sprays in and splashes back into Harkin's face there.
Ew.
Got like bait shot. You
Like-
dodged it, and then it hit the wall and smashed back on you.
It's like it's only melted half my face.
Yeah.
As long as it's only that half.
Like, if only I was a lawyer with a coin.
Sykes.
What?
Please tell me it's closed door.
What if? How long? Closed doors, is that like a free interaction?
Yeah, you can do that as an object interaction. You get 1 of those per turn.
Well, here's what we're gonna do.
close
We
door.
are. We're gonna move. How do I do this? I'm trying to set this up where that would be sinister. I won't do that. I guess I'll. There's no point in wasting that. I'm just gonna. I mean, these things I think are gonna. Yeah, he'll move forward. So you can go ahead and let me just take a look real quick at this.
Fully evaluate the situation.
Sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and do my trip attack on this thing. Do I just select the actual trip attack, or do I need to make?
You have to hit and then apply
Okay.
the trip to it.
And then apply. Okay. Alrighty. Well, let me go ahead and do that.
Yep, that does hit.
Okay. And
Let's see if trip attack works properly. Oh, doesn't seem like it does. It will make
the strength DC 14. A strength save DC 14.
Oh,
It made it.
You can roll a superiority die and add it to the damage, though.
Okay.
They can lift 50 times their own weight. Oh my god.
Okay.
6 there. Any chance you'd like to get in front of this, Solarin? I'm gonna shout out real quick.
If we have to.
I mean, I could use my bait and switch and put you right in front of this thing. And you gain a bonus, like a AC bonus for the turn.
Sure, why not?
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and burn that then, and me and Solarn will swap places. Oh, not close the door.
Closing door.
And then I'll roll the superiority die here.
And then closes the door.
Son of a gun. Alright, well, you get an extra 2 to your armor class this turn. So you do have a shield. Ish.
Hooray.
Just in time for Solarin to get pushed up front, the other ant-like creature comes screeching and clattering forward, and
Jesus Christ.
nat 20s him.
This was a terrible idea, Sykes!
Quick, close the door.
Oh.
Close the door.
As it bites into him with its like pincers, there's a crunch of armor, and the bite is dripping acid as it's burning away at his chest where it's grabbed onto him, but it is latched firmly. Chuck comes around the corner, and you just hear, "Nope."
It sounds like him. Continues running past
Man.
Sykes.
And he just goes,
feel like a major asshole right now.
"Here, buddy, let me give you a hand." And he like throws a dart at it, and then pulls out a second one and throws that as well, and then goes, "You're welcome. You should have this now. But I want those back after."
Pull them out of the cold dead figures!
Oh.
Nat 20 on that.
Except it was on the one that was already
That's
hurt,
fine,
so
no
it was wasted.
bitch.
I mean, if that's how you want it to be, I figured I'd just have you collect him, but if you need to be dead first.
Hey.
There you go.
Is it dead yet?
Nope.
One is
Yay.
Sykes.
Sykes is gonna, after watching just like what happened, he feels terrible. He's gonna move
Close the
into
door.
he's gonna move into the room. Like over. Close the door. Oh, come on. There we go. And he's gonna attack this one that's right here.
There you go.
And then add his sneak attack damage to that. Maybe. There we go.
Snack attack.
Yeah. Yeah. He's gonna move an additional 5 feet up just in case anyone else wants to come into the room. Jeez, that was rough. That's what he's got.
As Solarin is being held by it, you watch as it's like on its neck, little glands expand and fill with green as it spits acid at point blank into your face.
Ugh.
And it only hits Solarin because it is all splashing right into him.
Oof.
Lucky for you, I'll drink this morning.
The fuck? Solarin, it is your turn.
Die, 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 die!
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on with that damage. I'm going to do my smite thing, whatever it's called. Flaring strike. That's better.
As you
Get it off, get it off,
obliterate
get
the
it off.
second one, your spear is inside it. It starts to glow orangish like a salt lamp, and then smoke just rises out of it as you've cooked the inside, but the exterior is still intact.
Ew.
Can we close the door yet?
I think it's probably safe to come in if you'd like.
Is there more than just the room?
Seems to be just scattered belongings of whatever was here before.
Oh,
I can't see. Get my sunlights in.
what did I just stumble
Somebody
across?
Look around.
Is this the way we came?
So Harkin
take
went
a
around the
seat?
corner
Ew.
and can see a seated knight on the ground, kind of like leaning on the stone wall in full plate armor, but his helm is about 2/3 of the way crumpled in on itself. So like if the helmet is about yay tall, 1.5 feet, it's been compacted to like 7
God.
inches.
And it
Other
probably,
than that, he seems fully intact, just leaning on the wall, but there is deep red blood that's pooled around him as he sits there.
and the injuries don't seem consistent with the ones we just sustained from the
No.
fight, correct? And there's nothing like that's a dead end that way.
No, it seems to continue on.
Oh, okay, I think. Oh yeah, because it only goes so far.
Yeah, the lights
Oh.
are a short radius, so
Is this as far as like the room goes? Like back there? Or there's further. I know like there's another
Um,
door.
I'm gonna give Koei control of the green lights. I just need to make sure that they don't have vision.
Sorry, I'm doing
Looks
light
like
from
they don't.
above on myself, and the template's all weird about it.
hey
32.
guys, there's just a guy, like full armor. His head's been like caved in.
Really?
Well, if there's more of these monstrosities down here, I don't. It makes sense.
Yeah. Harkin will kind of point Koei in the direction of the dead body for her to look at.
Oh my
Sykes is
fucking
gonna see if he can remove like parts of the carapace of these creatures to maybe use for armor later, or just any components for something.
They're also. I don't know if you noticed it, Solarin, since you were in the lead, but there is more of a path back in the hallway.
And,
Yes, I saw there
also
was
try to
another
harvest
turn.
these acid glands.
Does
Could
anybody
you
have
give
some
me a
spare
survival
healing?
check if you want to start cutting into them?
I can. How well it'll be? Well, 14's not bad.
You cut away one section of the carapace and you can see a almost luminescent green sac.
Yeah.
You should open it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to harvest that. I'm gonna ask for Harkin's water skin real quick.
Whose water's done?
Yeah,
Yo,
use your
uh,
own.
I just in case there's any spillage, I would want to make sure we capture all of this.
While Sex is doing that, is there any noise from the other side of the store?
You can give me a perception check for that.
Perfect.
You're quite confident there is nothing coming from the other side of the door.
Water skin, come on, give
I'm
me your
gonna
water skin.
open this door as he opens the door. I can't see much else, only the immediate entryway.
Can you see any further now? Eh.
Kinda. I see some things, but it's still quite dark in here.
You can see a lot of old yellowed parchment on the ground, and then you can see a
These-
weird sight of a humanoid on the ground, completely limp and a little bit flatter than you would expect. And behind it is a skeleton also laying down on the ground.
By flat, do you mean like how
flattened.
flat?
Kind of flat.
Koei, watch my back in case something happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna walk over to this area.
I'm sort
Was
of
I able to pull any of the sacks off these creatures?
keep
Uh,
pushing.
And any
You were able to harvest one of them. The other one got punctured as you were trying to harvest it, and it leaked green acid. It didn't get on you, but it started corroding away at the insides of the body.
Okay. And then as far as the carapace go, was I able to make any use of any of that, or most of it's just kind of
You have carapace intact. It depends now what you want to do with it.
just kind of like probably grab a couple of the larger pieces, and probably just like one claw, and that's about it.
Flat
Tartan is gonna like skirt. He skirted around like the outermost edge of the room, in case there's traps or other mischievous things. He's gonna check for a pulse on this flattened person.
As you check for a pulse, it is loose and gooey inside, as you feel that the person in the robes here doesn't feel like they have any bones inside of them.
But they don't feel
Damn.
cold or anything.
They don't feel what?
Cold? Like, do they feel like they're dead or?
They feel dead, yes.
Oh,
Wait, sort of like their skeleton was separated from their body.
can I? I'm gonna interact with the skeleton. I'm gonna try to see if I can distinguish if these are in fact the empty sat's bones. I guess.
I don't know how you know for certain, but it's about the right size.
We use
And was
facial
this-
reconstruction.
Yeah, I'm like trying to shove the skull in through the mouth.
Oh god. No.
But
Usually there's a zipper along the spine or something. Just
yeah, am I able to tell what species, like what type of like race or being this was?
This is a human also.
There's a lot of humans down here for orcish secret operations black site training camp.
Well, perhaps they're the only ones that were brazen enough to come down here.
You, Solarn, do you think this skull would fit within this guy's head? He's gonna like kind of lift up the flab of skin that should be the head.
would that be a medicine or a survival check?
Like, sure, yeah,
You-
it looks great.
You're able to lift that flap of skin.
Does it slosh?
I mean, probably.
It's
Sort of like-
flabby. It's
it's
very
gross.
flabby.
A Ziploc bag full of like
Yeah,
just
of water.
juice. Like a Ziploc bag full of water.
Is there anything like in this room other than these two? I see there's like a desk.
There is a desk and some extinguished candles, and what looks to be like a journal or a spell book on the table.
Tarkin's gonna thumb through, or I say thumb through. He's going to look at the last page, if it's open, whatever page it's on, and see if this would explain the situation.
It's written in an arcane method, but could you give me an Arcana check?
Yes.
Parchment's just like oh, that was a good roll.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of these parchments like have any writing on them, or are they just kind of like
They do,
plain
yes.
blue? It's like, so like kind of pick a few of them up and see if you can read them while he's thumbing through that.
Sykes, you can see. Harkin, you can see that there's a spell laid out on here, and it seems to be a summoning spell. But with your check as you're flipping through it, you can already spot several flaws in the wording.
It's like it's supposed to summon like a random skeleton, but it's summoned his skeleton.
Essentially,
I think he didn't specify what type of skeleton, and I don't know why he's trying to. Yeah, I don't know why he's trying to summon skeletons. That's a little weird.
He yanked his own skeleton out of his body. Jesus
Especially
Christ.
since there's the mass grave upstairs. That probably has plenty of skeletons he could have used.
many of the parchments
Why?
here that you're looking through are other drafts of the same spell, each one with lines crossed out in it. And so as Sykes is looking at that and comparing, it seems less like he's trying to summon one in that specific instance and like he was trying to refine the spell.
This is why we shouldn't even dally with magic. Look at what this did to this man.
Didn't you gather magic river water to drink?
And hasn't casting magic sort of helped us continuously through this entire endeavor?
Yes, but it's also open portals.
I mean, we've never opened
But
portals.
It's
But it
the
has. Look at
only
these
way to
four
combat
individuals.
some of these forces. We must understand that which the enemy brings to our forefront.
Guys, Sykes says we can't
Ignorance
use
of the
magic,
issue will not help.
so no more healing magic. for
Party
Sykes.
pooper!
No more healing Sykes. That's fine.
You see
Oh,
magic like
By
this,
by the
and
way,
each one-
could by the way, could you two heal me?
No, you're fine.
but
But you do
I
bring
have
up
no
a
way
good
to heal
point.
you.
it seems a little more dangerous than you all
It's
might
so-
be comfortable with it. But it's still something that I would rather not deal with if I had the choice. Just
guess-
look at him. Just look at him.
Yeah, while Sykes is going on his rant about the evils of magic, Harkin will to let the journal and as many of the notes as he can to sell to the magic researchers.
Here is a shitty spell that will pull your skeleton out of your body.
I'd be like, hey, this
It's a
guy was
great,
working
like-
on something. It did this cool thing. Can you tell me why this did this?
I mean, it
Yeah,
did
really
work.
Good, like competitive.
At the end of the
Yeah,
day.
it
like,
worked.
Just
If we-
imagine like
Yeah.
duping your opponent into using it.
Or
Like,
refine
be
it so
scary.
you can use it on your opponent.
Yeah,
Like
you
lingers
do
in
it
the
right.
room for a little while longer. Like, ugh, disgusting.
Coey, please
Well-
heal me.
Eh?
Can you please heal me? I only have so many uses.
Corryn, remind me how long ago the orcs came to colonize. It was like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
2 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a little over 2 years ago.
Okay.
And they're already taking the bones out of human mages and housing giant ants.
I'd like to
Insidious.
point out It was something I didn't consider before.
They're industrious.
The yeah, cutting edge. This is like some you know.
Oh, Harkin, you're moving past the night skeleton.
He is. I don't like the way you phrased that.
You hear a click as you go past him,
Oh.
In fact, just keep going.
and can I get a dexterity saving throw from you?
I think my head's about to
While
look
he's
just
like
like
doing
his.
this, Sykes is gonna just be like,
So saving throw.
after further inspection of the door being nearly 5 years old, this would proceed any time before the orcs made landfall here.
No. No more than 5 years old is what I was saying.
Yeah.
It didn't have the impression of like a decaying door.
It's just
So
not
they
old.
found a hole and they're like, "This is our training ground now."
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe.
Does
We haven't seen
does
any
Harkin's
orcs
head
here.
end up like this other guy's head?
a stone like a millstone drops down at, not even dropped, it is thrust down. And you hear the sound and look down, and at that moment realize what's happening as this millstone pummels into your head. The possible saving grace of having horns, but the other dude had a steel helmet.
Yeah.
Harkin the broken horn.
As you get 19 bludgeoning damage crashing into the top of your head.
Oof.
See, and this is why I don't want to heal you, Solar, and I have a limited
And
amount of uses.
It's
Cool.
left you dazed from that impact enough to give you the equivalent of 1 level of exhaustion. This will go away sooner, but for the moment, you know, your head's ringing, your vision's a little bit blurry.
You've got a concussion, my friend.
There's a word for it.
In his confusion, I guess there's 4 ways he can go. Just so, because it'll be funny, I'm going to see which way he stumbles.
Uh-oh.
There's 4 ways you can go.
I guess he's going to the right.
Okay, good.
It was either he's going to stumble back or stumble into one of the 2 walls.
You hear another click.
Oh, what's all this blood?
Probably blood.
Koei,
Eh.
you
Okay.
hear the click as well.
No!
Yeah.
Like, how did they send
As-
this up with reloadable stones?
Because the millstone didn't drop.
Oh, is it like on a
like
rope?
it went back up?
No, it's not even like a rope. It's like like gears.
Well, if
It
I would have seen
punched
it, like,
down.
like a
oh, if I
thwomp.
would have seen it go back up, I wouldn't have walked there. I thought you meant like it fell down and stayed.
Okay, so maybe
Yeah, I
back
would
up
not
because
have walked there. I just saw Harkin get fucking.
it worked like a
annihilated.
gear where, you know, here's the ceiling and it just went bam and then retracted back up.
I thought it was like a falling thing.
No.
Be careful. My head hurt.
Perhaps I can
Can
take a
I-
look at this.
Maybe
mechanism.
crawl.
No,
Crawl
because
and
it's
should be
probably
safe.
on the floor. Can I look at like where it might have where it's being activated from? Look for.
You could give me an investigation check with advantage since you know it's there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I help her? But if she's already got the advantage,
Besides, I found more of you.
Advantage is
sh-
that? That's
Your shoes aren't
Alt.
quite as nice.
The 14.
You do find that it is also a pressure plate here.
Is it something that like stepping over it would work? Okay.
Yes, yes, it would.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
As Harkins come around the corner, you find 3 eviscerated orc bodies. One of them has their innards ripped open, like the stomach is just splayed out and dragged. Another one has like a dozen puncture wounds across their chest and legs. And the third one has their head like 90% detached.
Do these seem? I just. Do these seem like they're trap related or like fight related, where the wounds are placed?
Can I attempt to disarm the pressure plate?
Yes, you can with your thieves' tools. You don't see any active signs of a trap, meaning there's not like a swishing blade or spikes pointing out. So beyond that, it's hard to say.
Okay, and they're all north of me.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another
Um,
orc.
Sykes with his tools like lifts open up the stone of the pressure plate, and you can find a mechanism inside, but you can actually find that there is a pretty visible toggle, like a wooden toggle, and it looks like when you latch it, it reinforces the plate so then it doesn't go down onto the trigger, if that makes sense.
I just hopped over it.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah, that makes sense. So I'll go.
That's
I guess
good
I'll
and
go ahead.
all until you're in a hurry running back and you forget it's there.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of
So
why
maybe
Sykes is
toggle
like,
it.
we need to
Yeah.
make sure our escape is as clear as possible.
I had
Yeah.
one party sneak in to Xanathar's lair
What? Just
at level 5. They stole
fine.
his goldfish
oh.
and a set of keys, and then were running back because they heard him coming. They get back into the room where the teleportation circle was that they got into, and there's a door, and Xanathar is chasing them now, and they can see him, and they have to find the key out of a ring of 60 keys.
Oh.
So I was having them roll 3d20 to get the right number,
Oh.
and they're like spending every turn in eye rays or blasting at them. And then finally, after the 4th round, one of the guys looks over and he goes, "Isn't that the door we unlocked just over there?"
Oh my god.
It was sitting open.
Oh my fucking god.
They're like, no, we gotta open this door.
Yeah. So when you're in a hurry, you forget the things sometimes.
Joey,
Come on, guys.
you go first this time.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'll toggle that
I
that
can't get
wooden
past you.
switch
You're
so
too
that way
fat.
it doesn't depress the plate anymore when you
Good
step on
call.
it.
Good call.
I can't get past you. You're too fat.
Your head is starting to swell. Does the armor otherwise look like it's in good shape?
Yes, it does actually.
Yeah, only the helmet's messed up. That should have been a
That
clue there was a trap. I just thought someone really strong clubbed his head in.
Something we'll deal with later, I think. Unless I have the time to kind of pull it off of this guy now.
As you're like cramped in this hallway, Chuck and Solarn are behind you, and they're like, "No, please, we will just stand here unmoving in a dungeon, waiting 10 minutes for you to remove this armor."
Thank you for giving me some time. No, okay. We'll continue.
Thanks for being so understanding, guys. That's great. I really appreciate it.
The entire time they're like poking him in the back. They're like, it's like, is this
Yeah.
helping you?
Go now.
Is this
Can
an
we go now?
inconvenience?
All right, we can continue. I won't.
Can we? That's super nice of you. I'm really appreciating you understanding.
Yeah.
Get it on the way back.
As poor judgment as this is, Harton's going to go up. He's going to go a bit more carefully this time. He's going to be on the lookout for anything odd.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe check for trap.
Is that a perception?
Yes.
And then with exhaustion, does that automatically apply any
Yes, it
debuffs?
does.
Okay, so I don't need to hold anything.
I forgot about that.
Oh, good.
Looks fine.
He's gonna walk up to the first body.
As you're standing over the body, it is quite grisly, though you can't. This is the one that has its like stomach ripped open. You can't really tell what the cause of it was, though. It's like cut open, but it easily could have been a claw or a tusk or an axe.
But it seems about halfway up the body.
Yeah.
Harkin's gonna crawl over the corpse, staying as low as possible in case he triggers anything, and crawl over the first body.
It has quite the stench of it. Because, I mean, you thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Yeah, the bowels all over me and the blood.
Yep.
Zach.
However,
Go for it.
Crawling in, where do you put your hands at? You know, like that would be the real concern.
Oh, he doesn't.
you hear it click
Motherfucker.
Someone stopped
as
it.
you accidentally jostle his armor.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
There are probably traps where the bodies are, just in case no one sort of picked up on that yet.
I mean, that's why he crawled.
Go, get the
The
fuck out of my
click
way.
was of jostling the armor, as no trap triggers.
Oh, thank God.
Oh.
Yeah. Coey, can I get more light down this way?
You
I'll
have a
go
light.
ahead of you.
I just need to see past this other dead guy.
Ah. Oh, another dead
Uh,
guy.
Does this guy's injuries seem to be the same?
No, this is the one with the dozen like puncture holes. Each one of them is roundish as opposed to a blade, but it just as easily could have been a spear or a javelin as a claw.
How far up the body are these? Are they on the legs?
He's got a couple in the legs, more in the stomach and chest.
Okay. Where Harkin is, he's gonna jostle around the body, see if he can trigger anything.
Why? Why?
I mean, this spot seems safe.
Huh.
When in doubt, Rhino.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Hey,
giving. You're not.
Hey guys,
Rhino this shit up.
can
Listen.
you go back into that other tunnel really quick?
It's like Harkin's like disorientated. His skull's been like pushed into his body. And he's like, "Is this working?"
You're
It's got
definitely going to need to see a
CTE.
chiropractor.
He has no neck anymore.
It is-
The body jostles as the orc's great axe clatters to the side. However, I don't know if it's dumb luck or whatever, but you do not trigger a trap.
Okay. Carefully
Yeah.
with his hands, he's gonna push on the stones in front of him while staying as low as possible.
Do you need more light?
No. And I guess he'll climb. I say climb. He's gonna drag himself over this body too, just trying to stay as low as possible, in case there's any more falling rocks.
Sykes is gonna try to identify the traps, or what we think are traps, under these bodies, and systematically disarm them as he engages traps if he finds any.
Could I get an investigation check?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do this. It's fine.
Well, this one looks all clear.
You do not find any traps on any of these orcs. If there is something, it might have been something like a tripwire that's since been removed, but there's nothing current to show sign of a trap. What's more, you find on each of them, on their forearm, is a green eye tattoo.
Is that for the thing?
These are Gurusuru operators.
Oh,
Guys, if you just crawl, drag yourselves over the bodies, you'll be fine. See?
Have any personal effects on them?
They each have. These aren't like soldiers of an army, as each of them is wearing unique gear, like personal armor. One is wielding a warhammer, another is a great axe, another is a battle axe. But beyond those, you do not find any personal effects on them, except for a little wooden token on a necklace. So it's like a leather strap with a little wooden token, and you find the numbers 76, 91, 64.
I'll collect those tokens.
You said what numbers?
76, 91, 64.
Each one has one of those numbers.
Sykes is slightly discouraged seeing all this carnage, and of course it being of orc blood, but he'll
Sykes.
kind of push
It's
on.
just crawl over. I did it. I'm fine. See, as he's like covered in Sykes's like brethren's blood. He's like, oh, hold on, let me get that, and we'll use that to clean himself. It's like, see,
I'll secure the battle axe. I'll go ahead and take that as well. Well, I don't think you'll be needing this anymore, brother.
Anyone worried that he's speaking so affectionately to orcs?
Mm-hmm.
or the fact that these are supposed to be like vicious, like
Yeah, very bad.
Black Ops
people.
killers.
Hey, Solarin showed deference to a lot of the Delwyn that did fucked up things, so he's not too bothered by it. Just because they made different choices in life does not mean they're not kin.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shouldn't it, though?
So, that trap check I did earlier, would that cover where the 3 are, or would it cover
Yeah.
the length? Okay. He's gonna attempt to make another check for the hallway ahead of him.
Like, give him some help with this.
Sure.
Give you a good flat roll here.
Okay, so would I just hold Alt then? Or
Yeah.
would you just...
Woo!
He's like pointing out things, like keeping me still. It's like, no, look this way.
Like holding. Look, you're gonna want to look in the cracks and crevices here. Identify if any of the stones on the ground look like they've been placed at different times.
Mm-hmm.
You
Keep your
do
eyes
not see
as
any
possible.
suspect stones in this stretch of hallway in front of you.
Okay.
But as you're progressing, what you do notice is some traces of a slimy liquid on the wall.
No.
What color?
Bluish green.
No.
And I don't know if... I guess, would that be a nature check?
Yeah.
There it is.
Man,
That's sticky.
Guys,
dude.
guys,
Wah,
I think this is food.
I think it's Jello.
You
Perhaps
identify
it
it as the byproduct of a large snail that is of good cuisine. The slime itself is not tasty, but it is highly sustaining and slightly caffeinated.
It's like, dump out wherever you got in that water stand and put this into it.
Sykes is gonna like see if there's a pouch on one of these orcs or even like just a cloth and like here, just put some in here and we'll tie it up.
Oh, that's...
Oh, it's not good enough for you?
Hold on. Just, I imagine he's still confused. So if it's high, he's going to use his hands to scoop it in.
Oh,
Uses his hands to
and it
scoop it
is.
in.
Like he's just like holding this cloth out, like he's gonna like kind of tie the ends together, and as Harkin turns back around, he's gonna put it in his backpack. Yeah, this is a great place for it. Got this slimy goo matter on this skirt, this fabric here.
I like to think it's like oozing out of it. Like,
Yeah, probably. It's getting all over whatever you have in your bag right now.
nothing adverse immediately happens to Harkin as he touches it with his hands, does it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, are we like actually going that way?
Harkin is.
Sykes
Okay.
feels
As good as the way as any.
I mean, it's not really your guys' fault because he took a head injury and now he's
Yeah, just sort of
not
wandering.
actually confused. Yeah, he's like a grandfather.
like trying to control
looking at
some
these-
level.
Looking at these bodies, could I try to do like a medicine check to see if it's more weapon or trap related?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very difficult to tell, but you conclude after like the 4th or 5th wound that you inspect that they're a little too good for something natural. You suspect a guess, but you feel like it is more weapon.
Okay. Especially because they're somewhat various from each other, all in like the same area. Okay. Okay, are you sure you're all right?
I'm not sure he's all right. But perhaps you let Solarin or myself take the lead.
Solarin looks down to his side where still like a little bit of entrail is kind of hanging out.
Very well. Perhaps I'll take the lead.
Just saying.
Well, I guess Sykes will try to identify anything down this stretch of the corridor.
Harkin in his confusion is going to be very upset that Sykes is no faith in him. And is kind of just going to be slumped a little like, I could have done this.
Sykes, could you give me one more investigation check?
Sure.
Can-
Actually,
can
probably
I-
could have done this.
Can I give him a bardic on that?
Yes, you can.
And this is going to be bad. He's going to give you a nice little poem.
With a concussion.
Yeah. It's a little slurred, but he's going to give you a poem. I don't know why I
Do I
rolled
roll
it.
it or does he roll it?
You should roll. I think you roll it. Is
Yeah.
how it's supposed to
Kinda
go?
Well, no, when it's a reaction like
Well,
this,
it's
you
just
can roll Harkin
automatic.
because it's in that moment.
Okay, so it's another 4.
So
Yeah,
with a
4.
16, you just save Harkin. As there is a sneaky, devious trap, Harkin faintly spots 2 hooks, like fishing hooks, so incredibly hard to see, kind of like set into the wall, so that if you were to brush past them, you would get hooked by them.
Ah.
You don't know yet, because they're fairly small. They're the size of a regular fishing hook. You don't know if maybe they're a trigger to something else or if they're poisoned, but you definitely did not see those on your first pass of inspection.
Well, so would it require like a further investigation to identify the mechanism, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Like you would have to work with your thieves' tools to like handle them, or you could simply avoid brushing past them.
I would like to try to use my thieves' tools.
Oh, yes, Sykes, yes.
Um,
Carton's gonna be like cheering you on.
is it you just a regular thieves' tools check?
Yeah. So you like pull out a pair of pincers and you very like delicately grab one of the hooks and pull slightly, and you can see there is a line, like a fishing line, attached to it. As the hook is set into the wall, the line is inside of the wall. So imagine like if you pull on the hook, you're pulling the line out with it.
Mm.
Or balance weight, but I think the decision would be
Snip it.
oh yeah, I'm gonna cut it. Yep. I'm gonna cut it and secure the hooks.
With your little scissors, you are able to clip the fishing line, have it pulling it out like a 1/4 inch, the minimum that you can manage, and the line just hangs low. It doesn't appear as though there's like counter tension to it.
I think this area is safe. How many fishing hooks were there?
There were 2.
Two?
You're able to do it to both of them.
Okay. Very well. Let's
Watch it have been a fake out.
beautiful little poem you had prepared for me. I didn't know that you thought that way. His Sykes just moves forward. I don't know the actual contents of the poem, so
Oh,
hopefully-
it's probably like
hopefully
the
that-
ramblings of a madman.
yeah. I've got something for you, Sykes. Here.
It was
And you're
weird
like,
that Stand and Charand was kind of a slat rhyme, but we'll let it go.
So I just like he's more focused on getting this done because of that.
And then I'll just check for traps on this door. This place seems dangerous.
The door here is black iron and featureless, as it seems wildly overbuilt. Like it is solid iron. However, you can see scratches, chips, and dents on the iron.
There's no handle.
There doesn't appear to be any handle on it.
Besides, maybe it's a push door.
Yeah, if it's featureless, chips, it seems like someone is trying to beat it in. Perhaps this is I'll do like a good once over on like the edges of the door to see if there's like anything that kind of like goes into any seams anywhere. And if there's nothing, I'll give it a pretty decent push to see if I could push it open. I think it might just be like there's not a handle here, but so it could be just like a one way. It could be like secured from the other side.
Given a lack of hinges on this side, it seems as though it is either a door that swings the opposite direction or like a pocket door.
Okay.
So like a door that either slides into the walls or up
Yeah.
or down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, tracing the edges of the door, is there, I guess, a point where we could get leverage from? If I think it's a sliding door, like, is there any gaps? I guess
It's
or
pretty
around?
well built, and you also
Okay.
suspect, given that it's all iron, like even if you could get, the tiniest grip on it, it'd be too heavy to do with so little leverage.
Okay. Perhaps we investigate some other parts and come back to this later. Unless someone else would like a crack at this door, it seems really difficult to move or open.
Harkin's gonna step forward.
Unless some of your magic can help.
I mean, he's
And
going
Sykes will step backwards.
to
Magic.
knock on the door, see if that does anything.
Oh, that would be great.
I like how we're in a tight enclosed space, and this is a very audible.
Who is it? No, you don't hear anything.
Nothing with the door happens.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm out of options.
Magic. Great job.
I can
What?
hear
So, Solar, that door back there looks like people have tried to beat their way through it and it hasn't worked, and it's a pretty heavy iron door. It's no hinges or anything I can make use of, but if you'd like to try anything to open it, otherwise I think it's probably best we investigate other parts of this cave, this dungeon.
Well, if there's no handle mechanism or, sort of way to move it, then take your word for it. There might be a switch or some other thing somewhere else in the area.
If there's a switch, I didn't quite look for
and-
one, but I don't know if it would be on this side.
Well, yeah, I mean, sort of maybe to the south in another room.
If you would, we're backing away from this door.
Did you want to continue on trap lookout?
So I can continue further.
Your investigation will continue to this corner here if you want. So
Yeah.
you've cleared it to
my
there.
light. Gotta bring my light. Gotta bring them with me.
There seems to be a couple different options here. We can head to continue our journey south, or it looks to be a path that leads further north. But yeah, I'll do an investigations for this stretch of corridor, or at least the immediate area here.
Mm-hmm.
Seems my eyes are finally adjusting to the darkness.
You say as you've got tiny dancing lights in front of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Please tell more about this adjustment that you're making.
Maybe that's why it's so off. It's like he's like, it's dim, now it's bright, now it's dim, you know.
And it's this
Well, not
green
bright.
light that's like fucking
Yeah.
with your perception.
Yeah. It's
like
very
everyone looks
helpful,
like
Cody.
orbs.
Thank you so much. But it's like, it actually is helpful. So, yeah,
So maybe save the lip.
yeah, I will. Yeah, anything jump out at us or jump out? Anything that I identify, maybe?
You can just see a turn up here.
Okay.
And there are orcish runes written in like a greenish paint.
I'll get a little closer so I could read them.
Oh wow, they say how
At
nice
this
of
point,
them.
things may get a little more difficult.
It says that with an arrow pointing down this way.
If we head further south, we can guarantee the danger is going to improve or increase.
Yeah, what does improve mean?
Stages will increase. Is the runes here state that the difficulty is level 2. I think that probably best to round this corner and head north.
Oh, this is some sadistic, just training ground.
It would appear so. If you complete the gauntlet, I would imagine you're then added to the order or the group, the Gurusuru.
The
These are
Gurus?
yes, the Gurusuru, the Gurusuru.
And
That's all I use.
just sort of wonder, why are we here again?
The streams.
Yes, you guys wanted to investigate the cave after hearing the screams and seeing the mass grave.
I don't need to
Uncovering
anymore.
dark secrets of the
We could-
orc.
We should be fine, right? We could just go back.
Toby, what's the fun in that?
Is there at least, do you think, are these mercenaries or clan members paid well or rewarded after they complete these trials? Because there might be a treasure room somewhere.
I also
Yeah.
love that other than the 3 orcs, you didn't loot any of the other bodies that you came across.
Yeah, no.
Well, I was trying to. I was trying to take the armor. It was just too much time.
That's also like specific enough that it makes it clear you weren't looting anything else.
He's like, I'm only
Right.
taking the finest orcish works
So I'm not
to,
worried
to
about what the
plunder.
dregs have. I'm worried about the treasure room, which has all the shiny bits.
You said the
Reclaiming like identification information for my kin. All right.
That's good
But
enough for me.
in any case, yeah. And a battle axe. Yeah, Sykes
You
will
got married?
Got married.
yeah, the old battle axe.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, Sykes will cut this corner and look north. There could be treasure. It's difficult to tell. Kind of like going up here. I see this kind of pit here, or this what looks like a
So
hole.
as you come through here, you can see a hole. It's more jagged edged. So this one is less of a pit and more like something got pried up. So there's like the square flagstone's been pulled away in a couple of places and it's jagged edged and about 5 feet in diameter.
As though someone may have recovered some statue or something that was affixed to the ground here. I'll step just the edge of this and then kind of do an investigation of the immediate area here.
Is this as far as this goes south?
No, so it goes further south. That's the direction that it's stated as being difficulty level 2.
Okay.
So it goes further that way and slightly deeper down.
I just can't see it.
Yeah, it moves to another map.
Well, I ain't fucking with that, so that's fine.
That's why I didn't take you automatically to the other map. Sykes isn't seeing much from where you are.
Okay. He'll go ahead and make his way into the room. Everything looks clear here. And he'll make his way closer to what he sees on the ground to identify maybe the actual.
As you come into here, over here, you can see a pouch that's lying on the ground as well.
Arkin, I think this beckons your awareness and attention. As he points to the pouch on the ground over here.
You must tell if it is that pure or not.
He picks up the pouch. Does anything happen?
Nothing happens.
It's just a pouch. Is that an empty pouch or a full pouch? I say full, but content-wise, does it have anything?
You hear a clink of coins inside.
Like, nice.
Payday.
He'll put it into his pack right next to the sack of goo.
Ew. Not a sack of goo.
Sykes will continue north, just kind of looking at this, because it's not a hole, right? It's just like a dug up area.
It is a hole down, but it's more rough dug.
Oh,
As
okay.
the lights come through, that gives just enough awareness as you hear a sound and glance up, and on the ceiling in the bottom left corner, bottom right corner, over
So, like,
here,
where I've been sending the lights.
you see a head poking out, gnawing on a half-eaten orc body.
Oh, god damn it!
What?
This is like the second time we've seen this guy.
As you look at it, it's eating away with its like mini tentacled mouth, pulling flesh off of the bones as it's working, and then it looks over at you and it drops the corpse on the ground with a plop.
Nice buggy. Nice buggy.
And lets out a screech.
Not nice.
Oh,
buggy.
no.
Not nice buggy. Not nice buggy. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it.
Do you think we can keep it as a pet? I think
Kill it!
that would get lonely.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Great.
Well, that's terrible news for all of us.
Maybe more so for the guy right next to it.
From up in its corner, it snakes out tentacles flicking at Harkin as it bashes you. Ooh. As Harkin is paralyzed. I don't have that condition even prepared for you. As soon as it gets you with that, it lowers itself, climbing down the wall, snaking along until it gets right up into your face, and this time bites at you with a critical hit because you're
Jesus.
paralyzed.
Motherfuckers.
Harkin is going to need a death save.
Harkin is dead. Harkin's dead. He's okay. Just let him have Hargan. It's fine.
Let's say, where's the
Maybe
darn
that'll fill
button?
him up.
There we are.
And you can make a Constitution saving throw.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You said Constitution?
You probably would have passed if you didn't have a concussion.
No, the concussion doesn't interfere with saving throws, only ability checks.
Hey.
Okay. Solaren.
Kill it.
All right. Oh God, this always happens. There's always something. And he's not made of wood, right?
He's not made of wood.
Damn.
Why isn't he made of wood?
One hit. I think I'm still on night. Let's release on night, damn. Okay. But yeah, first I'll do a flaring strike.
Ooh, you've been getting
nice.
good damage on the flares.
Yeah.
Yeah, which has been nice. And then I will also unleash. That's 2 light die.
Unleash.
Unleash the strike.
Bow, bow, bow.
So it's gotta do con save. Oh, I only lose the die if they fail. Oh, which they do. So I'm down to 1
Daniels.
light die. Excellent. So 1 turn. And
Going
then
blind.
and then second attack. Ooh, which gives advantage. Oh, that's a good combo. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it's designed to
And-
be.
I'm just figuring it out. God.
Glad I
cool.
can help then.
Everything backwards this whole time. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
Holy
it's
shit, it
most
all
of the
makes
time-
sense now.
Well, most of the time they've passed, which has been the issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me.
Kelly.
Is Harkin like in its jaws? Like in its
No,
mouth?
it's not grappling in.
Okay. Yeah. Get back up. And then since that's a bonus action, I really don't like bugs, and you're really ugly. Fuck. I really don't like bugs, and you're really ugly. And then I'll go back here, hide around the corner.
Thanks.
Sykes is gonna move forward into melee range. He's gonna. I get advantage on this attack.
Yes, you do.
Is he gonna automatically roll, or do I need to apply that?
It should automatically roll.
Okay, he's gonna go ahead and hit him. Hopefully. Oh man. Jeez. So
Wow,
wasn't-
you suck ass.
yeah, it was terrible. Well, in that case, he's gonna. Ooh. How long does the blinded condition last? Is
1
it just
turn.
a 1 turn? He's gonna use his. He's gonna go ahead and use his what is it? His Master of Tactics to give Solaren pretty much bonus action help to give Solar an advantage against the carrion crawler on his next attack.
Okay. You all hear a faint rumble from the hole, and then you see long, thick, blunted claws come up from the hole.
Yeah, that's our other.
Fucking
That's our other
nuts.
favorite friend. Yeah. Dude, Harkin. Nice to have known you.
Ooh,
Holy goodness, am I very
30,
glad they did not.
Jesus Christ. The hell?
And that was yeah. As Sykes is first.
Oh, this is terrible. Scary, terrible. All right, let's go with just. Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna attack the carry-on crawl. Oh, did things re-roll?
Sorry, I didn't realize that Chuck wasn't in the initiative.
Okay.
He'll go after you go.
Okay. I'll go ahead and attack the carry-on crawler here. My handy dandy rapier.
Hey, you barely got it with advantage.
So I'm gonna apply the sneak attack there.
Oh, not enough to kill it though.
Man, I guess bonus action here. If I use it, it's gonna take it in. I'm gonna give Solarin, I guess, my master. Yeah, I'm gonna give Solarin. With Popcorn Initiative, this kind of is weird. So the Master of Tactics
Is still applied.
is still applied
still
until
got it.
his.
Yeah.
If I use it on someone else, does it take it away from him?
Yes.
Okay. So either I don't use it and it's still applied to him, or I use it and it changes who it's applied to. Okay. Well, in that case, what? I'm gonna use my. I'll use bonus action disengage, and I'm gonna move over this way. Move over here. Get away from that bullet. And that's it for Sykes.
The carrion crawler is going to lash out blindly with its tentacles. As
It
Cody.
doesn't hit the bullet.
There's 5 feet in between them and it's blind.
Fuck. Fuck. Don't bullets, they just have like shells, right? They're sort of like
Very
hard things,
steely, tough shells.
but they're not like steel. Like they aren't metal, is what I'm saying.
No.
Okay.
I'm just looking at all the status effects on Harkin right now.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say please no. And try and fucking baboom this guy. Oop, what?
Yeah, I think. What you're gonna get him.
Okay, I don't need to do that for the dancing light because the dancing light doesn't get hit.
Might have to quickly just
That
make it
does
go
hit
way
you
faster.
though.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it casts out from me.
But
So
you
if
set
I
it back
needed to
5
hit
feet
Chuck,
to avoid
You
Chuck.
set it back 5 feet to avoid Chuck, meaning it hits
well,
you.
if I need to hit Chuck, I'd hit Chuck.
Okay, just clarifying.
Like, if I needed to hit Chuck, I'd hit Chuck
Yeah.
over myself.
How much Chuck can you hit with the woodchuck? Okay.
All the Chuck
Con
could would Chuck.
save.
Chuck.
DC 14. Chuck gets thrown back 10 feet, taking 14 damage. And he's like, what the fuck?
I got you away from it.
That's what you get for not being here.
I got you away from it. It's not gonna attack you. Oops. And then, yeah, because I'm gonna give Stellarin a bardic with a mote of potential.
Shiny.
Yeah, you got advantage and the
Oh wait, I have to move 5 feet up for some fucking reason.
What does the moat do again?
You can use
Different
it in
things
multiple
depending on how you use
ways.
it.
Okay.
use your.
The mote's basically like, it depends on what you want to use it for. You can use it for an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw.
Okay.
And it does different things with each one. So.
Okay.
Well, it is the bullet's turn. As it lets out a snort, it scrapes its steely claws on the stone ground and then opens up a very piercing mouth and bites at Koei.
Ow, you fucking piece of shit.
Reaction sentinel.
Okay. There you go.
I really
did
thought
it.
you said reaction set null. Like you can't do anything. I was like, that's weird.
See, you hit me and then he got mad.
And Solarin, it's your turn. Oh, do you use... Probably don't use the moat, right?
No. Or no.
It would just add to the attack roll and then it
Yeah.
would add to the damage.
We'll save it for now.
Then it's your turn.
Gonna keep whacking at this other bug. Screw this guy. Ah, damn it. Uno más. That's better.
As the carrion crawler lets out a screech and slumps to the ground.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna. That'll be it for this turn. Turn around, square up with the bullet.
Harkin, unfortunately, is paralyzed and needs to make a Constitution saving throw. And you really need to make it.
But he's not dead.
Not dead, just paralyzed.
Oh, this is motherfucking petrified.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
That's not great.
Koi, want to make a reaction, Bardic?
I don't know how much he needs to pass it. I don't know if it's worth it.
Should probably
Yeah,
do
why
it.
not? I guess.
I mean, he could get up to a 17.
Fine. I'll use a bardic.
It's like begrudgingly, I'll spare you.
Fine.
It doesn't spare you, and then it's like,
Wait, what? Continue? What? Okay. I don't know. One of them did
Yeah,
something.
the
Oh my
the
god.
prepared spell things.
Can I have a... If I use that, I can give another mote? And that has effects on...
What kind of effects?
on saving throw. The creature using the Bardic Inspiration die gains temporary hit points equal to the number rolled on the Bardic Inspiration die, so you just gain 2.
Okay.
Because, I mean, either I can use them with my Bardics, or I lose them with my Bardic if I don't use them. So.
Unfortunately, even though it's an incredibly low DC of 13, the 2 you roll is not enough.
Fine.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Sykes.
Sykes is gonna.
Oh, sorry. Chuck should get his attack turn.
Yeah.
Forgot to add it as he will run up. Oh. Ha!
Fuck
He's
that
hitting the
clean
light! Fuck this light!
Like, it's in my way. Get this thing out of here. It's funny.
Fuck this light.
He's like, why is this immortal?
There we go. 2 good hits, and then just 1 unarmed punch.
He just punches
Nice.
it.
Does he have stun and strike?
He does. He's not gonna use it.
What a bitch. I used my Bardic!
Pretty good then.
Still alright. Oh yes, Sykes. Yep. You're good.
In. And attack with his rapier. Go ahead and get that sneak attack.
There we go.
That
That is a
was-
good sneak attack.
That's a good juicy one right
Yeah.
there. And then with my bonus action, I'm gonna use the Master of Tactics for Solarn to get advantage against the bullet on his next attack.
Excellent.
And it's gonna be everything.
Lit.
Solar.
Gonna chop it up like it's a piece of wood.
Woo! You probably want to use that mote at some point while hitting it. I'm just gonna say.
Will that use does that use the Bardic as well?
It
Yes.
uses the Bardic, but it adds the Bardic die to the damage. So it just does extra.
But it does last for a while, so maybe save it
Yeah.
for a time where you
Yeah.
would otherwise miss.
True, true,
Oh.
true. I'm just saying, like, at some point.
Me. And then second attack. Near death.
I mean, we could probably take it. We have plenty of people.
Oh, Chuck's next, and then Harkin. Like, yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah, we
save it
just
for a
keep it.
second, just in case something crazy happens.
Like another fucking one of these crawlers comes out or some bullshit.
Yeah.
as he does fell it.
Oh, thank God.
As a few moments later, the poisoned condition finally ends on Harkin.
Jesus.
Oh, good.
Eh.
I was worried he was going to turn into stone.
No, he's fine.
Into stone.
Also, those things fucking suck.
That's terrifying. Those things turn you into stone?
I've heard of creatures having that magical effect at some point. Not necessarily these ones, but I haven't seen a couple of these at all, so I didn't know exactly what if they could or not.
Slicing and see if we can pull off a pieces of the carapace from the bullet. I'm
there's-
gonna make some cool bug armor.
So
I'll
there's
help you with
3
that.
doors. There's 3 doors, and then there's a tunnel leading further. From what I can see. I don't know. It might be 4 doors. There might be more doors.
One does not
Maybe.
simply walk through more doors.
Let's hope there's no more doors here.
Just some doors. Well, I mean, we have no map or any information, so sort of any path is as good as any at this point.
Okay. I'm
we
gonna
keep heading north.
eeny,
We
meeny,
might
miny,
get
mo.
into the area behind that iron door.
I'm gonna eeny, meeny, miny,
That
mo.
is true.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger
The
by
lock-
coat, the highwayman go, eeny, meeny, miny.
The locked position might be further north. That is true.
Would it be like a survival to try to pull a piece of the carapace from the bullet?
Yeah, so it's going to be a survival check because the bullet's carapace is like 5 times heavier and harder than the other creatures were.
Okay.
Theirs is like, it is a natural form of steel.
Okay.
So, I
So
don't
much so that you're not
necessarily-
even able to pry any of it loose.
Well, this would be great if I could just, guess maybe later, but not today. It would be
Here, let
cool
me-
though.
Let me try.
So, since I don't necessarily understand what they're doing, or the tactic of eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I'm just gonna be saying eeny, meeny, miny, mo while I'm spinning in circles, pointing my finger until I stop.
I'm going to use the bardic and motive potential on this.
What?
Well, it only lasts 10 minutes, so
What happens with an ability check?
With the motive potential, the bardic inspiration die can be rolled a second time.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And add
like,
both?
Right.
Or pick the higher?
It literally says the bardic inspiration die can be rolled again. That's all it
28.
says. It says nothing further than it can be rolled again. Oh, choose which roll to
Choose.
use. Never mind. And
Oh,
then it goes to
oh.
choose which roll to use. So you can use which one. You can't
They're
use
both
Okay.
7.
It oddly went like down to another line when it really shouldn't have.
Well, with a 21, you just managed to pry one chunk off. As you're looking at the inside, it's more like flexible on the inside as there's like fibers that would seem to attach to it. And as you run your finger along the inside of the fibers, you can see the shell actually like twitch and contort slightly.
Oh, so it's like reactive almost. That's pretty cool.
I'm still
And
spinning in
this
circles.
musculature. I feel like
Only
this would
knows
make
what-
good cooking. It is very strong, very little fat around these bits.
Guys, does anyone know when you stop eeny, meeny, miny, mowing? Because I'm still spinning and I'm getting really dizzy.
The left,
I
you
think
catch
it's when
the
you
tiger
another
by
couple
its
of minutes.
toe. Yeah.
Well, there's
But who
no
has
tiger
the
to
tiger?
catch.
have a Harkin. We have a Harkin you can catch by the toe. He's rather docile right now. I think it'd be a great time. Not a whole lot of challenge there.
I I think before we go through any of these doors, perhaps we take a moment to rest.
Can I
Maybe.
try stomping on Harkin's toe with my foot and stopping and pointing at whatever door I'm pointing at?
Yeah.
Like
Which
catching
door are
him
you
by
pointing
the
at?
toe.
Can Harkin try to avoid her stomping?
Yes,
see.
you can.
Dexterity
Especially as
saving.
you both have cloven hooves.
I'm pointing at this door.
Okay. This door, for the record, is also much like the one you gave up on. Solid iron, no signs of seam or hinge, and many dents and scratches on this one.
Okay, so it looks like I have to do it again. Because
No.
I don't think we're about to get through that one.
I think Sykes would be okay with taking a breather here.
Yeah, Harkin wants to show off the new thing he's been working on.
Oh, is this another poem? I am
No,
overflowing with
and
joy.
I know how you feel about magic, but this will only take me a minute. As
Magic is bad, but when you look at what happens with things we don't understand, how can you guys? Well,
this should keep us safe
My magic.
while we take a breather and whatnot, as he's going to attempt to
try to.
cast.
Are you gonna try to cast that spell you just? Oh,
If you
I'm
cast the
sorry.
spell,
Time me
he
out.
catches.
All right.
Yeah,
cast
there we
the
go.
spell
Yes.
out of the book
yeah,
that stole
No.
that guy's fucking stole
Skeleton.
that guy's
exactly.
skeleton. His skeleton pops out, except his skeleton
Look, guys.
falls down the hole.
I was like, it's like this should, if I've cast it right, keep us safe until I decide. Because I think it's duration or until he decides to take off, right?
The tiny hut?
Yeah.
8 hours or until you leave it.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
But it should be safe here.
I also love that it blocks off an entire fucking doorway. Like the entire entrance in here just blocked off.
Like is that inside of the hut? It's actually like a home. Do you see that? Or like there's
Yeah,
beds and stuff
as
in
you
there.
cast
That's
it,
pretty sweet.
rugs, couches, and cots appear magically in the room, along with the shimmering barrier that gives a slight opaqueness to the dome.
See?
Lit.
And Sykes over here is all
This
humbug
is
about.
wonderful.
Till we wake up, corpses are outside of our bodies.
Who hurt you?
Witnessing some weird stuff lately. That's all.
I mean, I don't need you to answer the question. I know it's me.
Yeah.
You didn't mean to, but you
What's
just
inside
happened to
my
be
head
there.
that tells me.
But situated in this dome here, Chuck's lounging back on a cot, looking at the bodies of the carrion crawler and the boulette. He's like, "So is this like a reverse zoo now? Are we just gonna see stuff lumbering around in here?"
Pretty
Yeah, but-
much.
But they can't come in, so like.
Terrifying is we're just like hanging out and then we.
Yeah,
just
that'd be a pretty terrible zoo if they could.
Yeah, we're not some kid who fell into the zoo.
Are we gonna like sleep in here, or are we just gonna like take
mean-
a quick rest?
I mean, it's up to you guys. It could last long enough for us to sleep. Or should, anyways. He's not like scratch at his head, but because he suffered a grievous head wound, he's gonna be like once he's like, actually, let me not do any thinking right now, but you know, it should be good.
Lauren's already tranced out on a couch.
Yeah, Harkin's gonna try to climb into a cot to rest his aching head. Maybe if I do this, the room will stop spinning.
Are we gonna do a long rest here, or just a?
Well, he
short
says that we can.
I mean, it does last 8 hours or until we leave.
As well.
So we came quite far and we fought a lot, and all of us are hurt in some way.
Very well.
As you're about 3 hours into the long rest, you suddenly see and hear a clunk as an orc coming around the corner walks straight into the dome.
Oh,
This big orc, like head and shoulders over your average orc, can't see inside, raises their axe and like scratches it on the dome.
The hut
And-
like contain the sound? Or
Sorry?
if we say, does the hut contain sound or?
If you speak, they can hear you.
Okay.
They just can't see you. I don't know if that's something that can be controlled or not.
The hut is opaque. Bum.
Like if
I
there was like a
Don't
like
think
a,
you adjust it.
a
Yeah, it's only
thunk
like
and,
the
some
lighting on the
squeak.
inside or the color. It looks like.
Yeah.
Sykes is probably like wake up from his sleep and then just hearing whatever the orc.
So the dome is opaque from the outside of any color you choose, but transparent from the inside.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you probably
So
would've
most
heard it
people
and-
would like make it the color of the surroundings. So even though it's not invisible, it's like blending in a little bit.
Yeah, I imagine it's kind of like not perfect. Everything's like kind of smudged or blurry.
Like you can make it a slate gray, but it's not going to be like textured active camouflage.
Yeah. Just color matching.
Yeah.
I like to
But the
think that-
orc turns around and walks the other way.
Sykes just kind of goes back to sleep.
Oh, this is nice. Well, debatable.
Yeah,
When-
nice.
When
Always
I
like-
when I move tokens around the map, it usually goes through the walls.
Mhm.
Now it will actually follow the course. If there's
Yeah,
any
but-
walls in the way, it'll stop it and move it.
The like use pathfinding thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that what that
I
is?
really
'Cause
like
I've
that.
been wondering. It is nice. It's nice that it will be smart enough to think about, hey, I need to go around this and not like
is-
you
yeah.
can't move.
So it is nice, like when I'm moving your tokens, so you don't go through walls and see things. But at the
Yeah.
other time, it can mean that it can take forever for a token to get to the far side of the map when I'm trying to move it.
Can I ask
Mhm.
of everyone prior to resting if anyone has a spell that can like create fire or anything? Just because I have a couple ideas.
I have a firebolt.
That would probably work. Cool. I have really good ideas. Plotting.
It sounds wonderful. I'm gonna go sleep now.
Can I, like, before resting, make a with my performance of creation? I want to use it prior to resting. That's why I would have asked. But I want to make a container with like a glass container full of basically like very, very flammable, like gooey, almost napalm liquid.
Which
If
feature is this?
possible.
The performance of creation?
Yeah, so I can create something with a maximum value of 120 gold, and it lasts. Oh, it only lasts for 3 hours. So maybe I wouldn't do it then.
You're like, I have the napalm. I just want the container, and then 3 hours later, your leg is just melting. Holy cow, that looks.
Maybe I'll
pretty
just
sweet.
keep that in mind. I'll just keep it in mind.
Whatever you create only lasts 3 hours.
Yeah, it only lasts 3 hours.
Okay.
I don't know how that's calculated, but
I'm trying to find.
Yeah. Sykes would also kind of take that battle axe that he had, and he's been thinking of like designs for some stuff. So he's
Number of
kinda-
hours equal to your proficiency bonus.
I see.
so it can last longer later.
Yes, you can make alchemist's fire.
Okay. Well, I don't need to make it now. I just wanted to.
Okay.
Know if I could make it.
And Sykes, what were you doing?
Sykes is gonna take that battle axe he has. He's got some ideas for
Okay, got it. Yeah.
making like new weapons and stuff. So he's gonna kind of take that and start doing a little bit of schematics and drawing of sorts.
And you are all able to take your long rest as the tiny hut comes down.
Finally, oh, my hit die back. Yay.
Is
Real boy.
Harkin still exhausted?
No.
We probably shouldn't have let him go to sleep with that concussion, but it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked out. Cool.
That was kind of irresponsible of you guys.
Understand medicine quite like the modern age.
I did. Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Sykes would ask if anyone else heard and seen the work last night. I know what kind of stumbling around in here last night. Did you? Not me. It was a different one.
Are you sure?
Did anyone else notice?
I saw them briefly. He seemed confused and then turned around and said something in a bark or a growl.
He confirmed this is a test of sorts. Just wondering if this magical little cottage you made was part of the test.
Probably.
He made back on his way, and I think that's all I saw of him last night. Which means
At least we
that
know that. Oh,
a
sorry.
way for them to be accepted into the Gurzuru.
And that they are still sending active members.
So we
So we should expect more of them.
Yes. Well, Koei, have you decided the way in which we should travel to?
Oh no, I should probably do that again. And I'm gonna
She's
start
just
spinning.
17 minutes
girls.
later.
Eeny, my Nemo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. My mother says to pick the very best one, and that is you. And I'll try and stomp on the closest person's foot. So whoever's close, I'm gonna try and
Ah!
catch a toe. And hopefully it's not 2 again. This time I'm pointing at this one.
Oh,
It would have been funny if you just kept it in there still as you're doing any many mo against all 4 doors instead of just the 3 ways. True
There's
random
4 ways.
chance.
There's 4 ways.
just make our
But
way
one of
down
them
this-
we can't go through.
True.
Yeah.
'Cause I might have had a
we can-
concussion yesterday, but not anymore.
You're thinking a little more clearly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sykes
who
will
let
check
me
the-
wander into the trap?
That was you. You simply just wanted to. I don't know. That night, you just walked forward, and then a big stone came and busted your melon a little bit.
Busted your melon.
Sykes is gonna check out this door for traps.
This door is wood with iron reinforcement and a keyhole in it.
Ooh.
And you can give me an investigation check. You're pretty sure no traps, but you're also pretty sure it's locked.
Ooh!
I'm gonna attempt to unlock it with my thieves' tools.
Go ahead. No joy.
There's no immediate threat on the door, but anyone else get a try? I can't seem to unlock it with my tools.
Solarin just pokes his head around the corner. Is it made of wood?
Yeah, it is.
Why, as a matter of fact, it is.
Ha! Well, I'll
Would
have
you
a
like
way
to give-
through.
Very well. Go ahead and use your key. Sykes backs up. Doesn't want any splintering damage. Yeah, he tucks around the corner. Also, the last time he opened a door here, well,
It was great for everybody.
yeah.
This time it's your grandma in the bathroom.
Yeah. I whack at the door.
There we go. As
Oof.
you're burying your axe into it, it's going to be like some work, but your axe is dealing double damage. So you're like hack, hack, hack. And as the axe head breaks in, you can poke your head inside
Here, Solarin!
Yeah, if you
as
didn't
the
take
door
advantage of-
unlocks. You can see a dead orc in the corner suffering from multiple stabs and gashes.
Well, another.
And as soon as you
failed
come
use.
through,
Oh.
an armored man wielding a
Ooh.
long falchion in one hand and a short sword in the other throws himself at you as he's just "Rah!" and swings once, twice, thrice,
Ooh.
4 times
Jesus.
as he gets you completely by surprise, bashing at you hard.
I'm
The
so glad.
fuck?
So glad we took
Oops, sorry.
that rest.
Well,
As Chuck's like, "Ooh, I think by code of honor you're supposed to fight him. You got this." Sykes.
Sykes is gonna. I mean, I imagine Sykes only saw just a bunch of
Flurry of blade
Yeah.
swings, yeah.
He's gonna come down
As
here. And, he's gonna.
He's fighting like with very good two-handed attacks. It is like 1-1-2-2 quick double jabs with both slash and stab, slash and stab. The short sword is alight with flames, and the falchion is glowing white with every hit.
Okay. This masked crusader here is gonna.
Wait, but he's
hopefully-
killing the orcs.
No, he's
He might be
killing
good.
the line.
Yeah.
No, he killed an
What?
orc, meaning he might be good.
You might be
Sykes
able to
doesn't
talk to
like
him.
what you just said, and you,
I
anyway,
don't
he's
know. He
gonna.
might be good.
He's
Yeah,
laying
he
on.
might be a prisoner.
There we go. And on that note, yeah, he's gonna give bonus action advantage to Slarn against this enemy here. Man, I think that's
Cody.
it.
How big is a dinghy?
Uh,
About 8 feet?
normal dinghies would be like
Like a large?
6 feet long.
Would you say like a large item?
Yeah, large item.
He puts dinghy in hallway.
I was just thinking, it would be fucking hilarious to walk forward and drop a dinghy between Solarin and this guy. Like to sort of give Solarin cover.
That would be strange.
It's either that or maybe the idea that I said, but I want your approval on that because that's like a iffy one with.
Oh, Discord froze on me 1
Creation.
second.
Oh.
Likely story. No, I'm kidding.
He just didn't want to read it.
Discord never freezes.
There we go. Now it's working.
I just thought he muted everything so he wasn't.
No. Sorry, it was frozen. Sorry, I didn't see yours, Harkin. From
It's fine. I'll find some way.
I didn't realize it was frozen because like everything looked normal until I tried to open up messages looking for Brittany's message and nothing was working.
Yeah. The dinghy though, if that, I wish that would have worked. Only for comedic effect.
Okay, so
Even
you,
if-
I mean, that one might not work because I don't know how the ceiling is.
there's a height limit because it has to be within 10 feet of you also.
Yeah. So I'd have to like do it like right, like
Exactly.
But
But
if it
you
was
you could
large
try such a
enough-
thing.
but
Yeah.
If it was large enough, possibly like.
She's like, I'm gonna make a cell around this person.
Do I do the dinghy or do I do my idea?
Do the D&D. If he allows you to do the D&D, do the D&D.
Let the silly
I'm both
flow.
the devil. Yeah,
I'ma
I'm
go
both the devil
to
and the
here.
angel on your shoulder.
And I'm gonna make a dinghy sort of above this guy because I want it to sort of like fall on him and like leaning up against him to try and like get him away from Solar and Sykes. But I
Okay.
wanna just drop a dinghy on him basically. And
Is
basically
it like a
just dropping
special
a small
feature,
boat
or
on
is
this
this like a
fucking-
is it a spell?
performance
It's a
of
special
creation.
feature.
A
It's a
dinghy.
special feature. Summon dinghy. Summon dinghy. Performance of creation. Summon dinghy. Duh.
All right, so it's gonna land like this, as it like appears right overhead, and then clatters down on top. It's like, oh, and then he's like kind of half trapped. The dinghy's not terribly heavy,
No,
but it's awkward.
yeah.
And
It's
because
in
the
the
ceiling's relatively low and it's big, it's more like wedged in there. And because he's like in armor with two swords, he's just like, ah, fuck.
And I'm just gonna
As
yell,
he
"Stop
is,
hitting my friends!"
He's off kilter and for the moment restrained, but ironically at the same time he also has
Cover.
3/4 cover.
Yeah, because he's covered by a fucking
Oh,
boat.
god damn it.
Hey,
He's
good
covered
news
by a
is,
boat. But good news,
is
the
it's
boat
wood.
is wood.
The boat is wood.
Boat is wood. I'm just gonna do that and say, "Stop hurting my friend." And then, since that's just an action and it's not a spell, I guess I'll help out Stellarin a little bit. That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I think I healed the light. I think I healed the light.
You did.
I definitely healed that light.
10. Okay. 3, 4. Cool.
The lights reinforce it. It's just healed from
Light.
when Chuck smashed it earlier.
I just drop a dinghy on someone and heal Stellarin. Oh god, I'm gonna start using this so much.
It's
And
good.
And you're gonna
Pretty
be
good utility
so
there.
annoyed with me. Because I'm gonna make the stupidest shit.
Yeah, I mean you are a Green Lantern light, Solarin. As from like under the helm and the dinghy you hear, "What devil is this? Isn't it enough when you send your rockets at me? I'll show you!"
Huh?
It's very hard to tell. He's got a helmet and he's under a boat.
He's under the dinghy.
He's killed orcs, I think he...
Yeah, but it sounds consensual.
We did do nothing to you, you sucker punching piece of shit! And I'm just chopping, not directly at it, I'm chopping the dinghy away. Well, I guess
Larry's just excited to be
I just
able to,
created that
attack
dinghy.
wood. Yeah, he's like,
What
wood.
the fuck?
What's the
I
name of
just
that
created the
the
dinghy.
machine in the Lorax that chops all the wood? That's Solarian.
An axe?
No, they got a machine. I don't know what the name is.
Solana, just pick it up and hit him and then drop it on it.
There's probably a flogging hooper or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
you know,
Good old.
It's the standard thing. Don't you guys know about the Flagon Hooper?
Das Flaggenhuber.
He's the best.
I guess our Sarn will just be slicing at the at his legs underneath the boat instead of going through the boat.
Well,
Okay.
apparently its name is the Super Axe Hacker.
Or the Onceler.
I mean, the Onceler's the one who made it.
Okay.
Oh my god. You can
I can't-
ignore that cover because you got a critical hit on him.
Yes.
I'd like to point out it was the advantage that gave you the critical hit.
So you can all say thank you, Koei.
I gave him advantage.
Go.
No, the advantage came from the boat landing on top of him.
Yeah.
I got
Also-
double, I think, because he did
Yeah.
the thing too.
Yeah.
I'm just taking away his thunder.
Yeah.
We both technically, but I think it was the boat. Because
Totally.
I
Lauren's
think,
pissed. He
'cause I
doesn't
think
like
the
to-
wood fueled your rage.
That too, yes. But yeah. Star's just pissed. He doesn't like getting sucker punched, so he's gonna flaring strike on that. Does that. And he's gonna yeah, he'll unleash the night. It's the name of my next emo album.
Unleash the night.
The night.
Is that all for you?
Well, he's got to do a con save.
Oh, yep.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Oh. Oh.
And then second attack. Watch out. Cool. And that's it for me.
He is going to shove the boat off of him with a curse as it like clatters onto the other dead orc's body. Still there. He might trip on it. And he pushes it away. His eyes land on Sykes and he says, "You!" And is going to swing at you with a miss.
Want to use riposte?
Go ahead.
Do I do a regular attack and then add it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah.
Reaction Sentinel.
Yeah.
Whoo!
Man, 2 misses. One hit slams into you and another miss as he is cursing most foully. And Harkin, it's your turn.
Harkin's gonna run. Can I get past Joey?
Yes.
Past Joey into the doorway and yell. I assume he would have heard about recruits being sent to him when he was yelling earlier.
Assumes a strong word, but yeah, you might have been able to suss it out.
He's like, we're not. I mean, he's an orc, but we're not orcs. Please stop. As I'm gonna use calm emotions. Unfortunately, it's not hit everyone, but it's supposed to be calming.
We're all Is it supposed to hit everybody?
Solar would do the save because this guy's a sucker punch piece of shit. Like, I'm not gonna willingly fail this.
That's how I feel. Like,
I don't necessarily want to be calm either.
you know, crap, this guy fails the save, everyone else makes it, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm cool, I'm chill, everything's
and then
good."
just
And
slip up.
He does fail.
Oh,
I didn't.
So
Nice.
does Solaren.
Oh, damn it! So do I.
So did the one light.
Or like,
So what are you going for?
Just trying to like diffuse the situation and be like, hey, we're not the Duzuru type deal. And hopefully he stops attacking us altogether. So just trying to keep him calm. I think that is an option.
Yeah.
He's like, I
so
think
you
if
can make him a
someone
different.
attacks him or an ally of his, he'll hate us.
As you're saying that, he lowers his swords and he looks and he says, "But you're an orc."
I mean, he is. I'm not.
Yeah, he's saying that looking at Sykes.
Yes, I am not part of the Guruzuru, though. Although I do hail from Durgheim.
And what are you doing here?
Well, me and my comrades saw the markings of the training ground out in the clearing with the slain Guruzuru, and maybe they were just recruits trying to make their way, but we also made note of the mass grave, it would seem. And upon hearing the screams coming from the cavernous area, we decided
You just happened on this place?
In the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
We're making our way from an encampment, and on our way to Voltsnue, and then we came upon the cleared fields where we saw the slain orcs.
Can I get a persuasion check from you on that?
To be safe, Hardin's not giving bardish on that.
Go ahead and roll.
$18? Pretty good.
But you are from Durkheim. Are you saying you're not a friend to them?
I very much am, but I'm not a part of this group, the Guruzuru.
But are you a friend to the Gurzuru?
Well,
No,
a
fuck those
friend
bitches.
would be a poor way of saying it. I understand some of their activities, and some of what they do I don't condone. I know what they want is the betterment for Durkheim and Orc, but how it goes about achieving those accomplishments, I can't say that I am particularly approving of their methods, especially if this is the behavior that is subjected to other orcs. In order for them to be a part of the Guruzuru.
Does he always talk in such suspicious double talk?
Usually.
Yeah.
But he makes good
Yeah.
points.
But if you have nice shoes, he'll be all up in your grill trying to be your friend.
Oh, he can do some amazing things with those boots.
Sykes looks down at his boots. It does look like you probably could use a cleaning and perhaps some restitching. Listen, we're down here to investigate further activities of what's happening. We understand this looks to be a training ground, and there's a series of tests and trials that, well, it appears these poor orcs did not succeed at. But
Poor orcs?
No.
well, these orcs, as he's like pointing to
He, with his sword, turns one of their arms and shows the green eye tattoo on it. And he says,
Yes, so terrible they failed at their mission of volunteering.
again, I'll
It
go
is.
back to
For death.
if this is
Did
what
they
we
volunteer for death?
subject our own people to in order to be part of an organization that we should think hails,
Less of. Oh.
well, no, hails
Yes. Oh.
feats of victory, and then are we not simply subjecting our own to more of the pain, the anguish, and the hatred that Grumsh put us under? Should we not think differently about how we go about
Aren't they the
perhaps
ones that killed all those
enacting
people outside, though? I'm just, saying, there was, a mass grave full of, fake Reachers and, normal people, and then, people of even their own race, so, they're sort of just killing everyone?
Yeah. How did
think
you end
that
up down
they
here?
stock this dungeon with folks such as yourself and other creatures in order to test the will and the might and the strength of promising recruits
But why would they
that
do
could be
that?
called Gurusuru.
Yeah, it sounds like slavery to me.
It's sort of, not even that, it's sort of just taking people and killing them.
Well, what benefit do they get for competing this challenge? Because, I mean, we're already bit through.
You're saying
Do
you
we-
should qualify to be Gerzuru?
Do
Yeah, how,
we
how many
gain
levels do we have to finish?
if people pass through this test, what sort of position do they gain in afterwards?
Yeah, do we get discounts?
Unfortunately, Sykes, I don't think you would know any of the particulars about that.
I think I would
About the
either.
perks of a shadow organization?
Yeah.
Exactly. Or he would be a part of it. And then in which
I'm
case you guys
asking-
should probably raise
Asking
alarm what he knows.
Camaro.
They didn't consult me. I was captured, locked in this room, and used to run drills on them. I am an unwilling participant whose only motivation is staying alive a little longer.
And so you've just been used to sort of kill them if they aren't worthy, and then if they are worthy, they kill you? What is it?
You're catching on.
But what if you beat their test? If you join us, we are able to push all the way through. Can they still hold you?
I mean,
If
I
you're
wouldn't
part of the-
necessarily
Can I
want
make
to
a
I mean, I don't.
If you are part
They
of
might
the
be.
coalition?
They
What
might be orc
species?
exclusive.
is this gentleman here?
They tried to tell me if I defeated 50 of theirs, they would let me go, but I never believed it.
Have you done it?
Yeah, how many have you killed?
13 so far.
Well, let's
How long
kill
have you
some
been
more.
here?
I don't know. I'm in out of darkness.
They don't feed. Do they feed
Yes,
you
they-
or?
Of course they do, but I've next to no concept of time's passage.
Do they have to keep him spry for battle?
Yeah, I just wondered if they made him like forge off the dead.
Is
I
this
mean,
the
is it
only
like a
area
10-day,
that
or is it like
supposed to-
multiple 10 days? Like, there's got to be some relative idea of time that you have.
It's been more than 5 days. Beyond
Okay.
that, I would struggle to say.
Fair enough.
the only room you've been posted and stationed at, or have you moved further into the dungeon?
This is my designated room, as they put it.
Are there other individuals such as yourself throughout
I
here?
don't know. I've never been introduced to any others.
I mean, you weren't
He
like
has to
held
stay
with
in
anyone
this
else
room.
before put into this room?
No.
Where were you captured from?
I was fresh arriving here. Off the boat, you might call it.
From the old
I
empire.
just arrived from the old empire, aye, but
So
my ship seems to have gone astray, for they were waiting for me.
Is this guy an orc?
No, he's a man.
No.
were you heading to Voltsnue?
Oh,
Dragon
orcs
man.
aren't men. No, I'm kidding. He's a man
That's
of dragon.
where I was headed, yes.
Hmm.
Well, perhaps we can help you get out of here and to your destination. I'm sure there's people waiting for you.
And
I
we can
think it
kill
would
as
be
many
best
orcs on the way out.
I think ceasing the talk of killing orcs would.
Why?
Oh,
Because
Oh,
we
are
keep
you sensitive
capturing
about
more
it?
people?
You're
is-
telling us that we should take mercy upon those who capture individuals to force them to fight to the death against other individuals?
Yeah, they're literally
Extremely
capturing
not
people.
saying that I would like to expose the Guru's Uru's intentions.
I'd like to expose them too. Their innards, I would like to expose to their outards.
If
I
So
like
also
this
for
one.
there is
make-
a way,
Kimrel
also
kind
we
of
make
points
it
his
through
falchion
there.
towards Koei.
If we
We
make
are
it through this test,
terribly-
then we are part of their infrastructure. And can break
I
it
mean,
from
that's-
the
I'm
inside out.
fairly sure that's not how it works.
Yeah, I'm
No.
pretty sure there's some sort of like I don't know.
Requisite of being an actual orc, yes.
Yeah, or whoever
I
rite of
didn't see
passage they
that
went
on
to.
the side.
Yeah, just these guys.
Well, they all have
Yeah,
tattoos. You don't have one of those.
yeah.
Ah,
But does Sykes have one?
You're accusing me of being Gorzuru. Sykes has he, opens his undoes the buttons on his cuffs and he rolls his sleeves up and he shows why would I have any inclination to pose as a traitor or lead you astray in being this Gorzuru. I've tried to be as open as possible with you about
Well,
what I
maybe.
know of their organization. And what I see here, fellow orc slain for the purpose of some fallacy of grandeur that just repeats the cycle of what I think Grumsh held us under for our entire lives. I simply cannot stand for this.
No, that's why.
See,
If we run into
how can
any
you
of the
not trust
ones
him
on
after
the
that
outside,
speech?
I know, but that's why I'm saying if we run into any of them, like on the way out or anything like that, we just kill them because they're bad people.
The orcs making their way through here are not quite in league with the Guruzuru until they're accepted and finished. Perhaps
If
we
they
can
have a tattoo,
still.
I'm going to shatter their head.
Yeah, you seem to know a lot about the acceptance process for new prospects.
It appears that if they make it through here, then
Well, if they're
they'll be
already
accepted.
members, and this is
yeah, that's what
just
this guy. That's what this dude said.
Oh,
They're members, but they're being tested. Like they're initiates basically. So they're initiates, and then they're going through this to be tested to become like an actual member.
yeah.
But
See,
that also means that they're complicit in the actions of kidnapping, holding people against their will, making them fight to the death, killing a lot of people, because I'm sure a lot of those people outside are probably just people who like were just dumped because they
So
got
if you were
killed.
put in a life or death situation, I assume that you would err on the side of life, and if it meant killing who was in front of you, you would probably exact the vengeance that
I mean,
you.
They're putting themselves in a life or
Yeah.
death situation. They're
Listen,
choosing to put themselves in that situation.
Yeah.
They could choose to not do that situation, and
I'm
then
sure
they
they were.
wouldn't
Yeah,
be killing all these people.
yeah, they
who
were
are
probably warned
completely
about the
innocent.
dangers.
But it seems how insidious some of these activities are that perhaps they weren't.
I don't know. They seem pretty well armed for going into a place to not give up their own life.
Does
Whereas
seem
these
like a
people have been forced to
choice.
be in here.
Yeah, it's sort of like they're very prepared.
Unless you're
for
saying they're
kidnapping.
kidnapping other orcs, but it doesn't seem like the case.
Seems like this should. Oh, also, I'm Siloran. And your name, sir?
My name is Kimaril.
See, Kimaril doesn't want to be here. I'm sure.
Not really, no.
The orc you said passed by our hut last night said something about sort of being turned away with a puzzle. Like, he didn't seem too freaked out being here. That seemed more like a choice than our good friend Kimaril here had.
Also, they couldn't see us. I had magic spell that, so we didn't actually talk to them. We're not friends with them.
Okay.
Hint here is that initiates would come down here understanding there are dangers in here, but I don't think it's told to them what specifically they would be facing.
Yeah, but
Hey, arm yourselves because you'll face danger is a lot different than saying, hey, when you go down there, you're going to be fighting slaves that we've captured just for this singular purpose.
But either
It
way,
sounds a lot different, doesn't it?
True.
either way, they're volunteering to go into danger even if they don't know that these are slaves, they know that there's quote unquote danger. They could possibly be getting attacked, and it's all
You might
technically
throw
something
yourself
that's
into harm's way to meet glory's end. Perhaps in a different time, if you knew that the glory's end would be against enslaved individuals or captured or
Yeah, for a
maimed
group of
creatures.
people who are enslaved to grumps, you sure do have a lot of groups who want to use other people in a similar manner.
With what you're saying. And this is the exact reason why we should bring some of this information to Durkheim and let them make the determination on Guruzuru as an organization to their betterment, as we can see right now that it's completely terrible what they're doing.
Perhaps then we should take Timril here back to Voltsnue and have more people come to investigate this place, as it is quite dangerous.
First-hand sort of account of what exactly happens here probably wouldn't hurt.
Well,
I think we should
I
can gather more information about this place. I would like to make a formal inquiry into Orc in the government of Durkheim, so that they may know the treachery of the Guruzuru.
Well, and that's what I was thinking we would present this one to, because any proclamation from Voltsnue would have very little effect on Durkheim. If this is indeed what Durkheim and Orc want to move away from, then it would be more impactful bringing them to Durkheim. I don't think bringing them to Voltsnue would do much of anything.
I mean, it's really Timril's choice here. He's been in prison here. Maybe he doesn't want.
Maybe I don't want to what?
Be thrust in front of Durkheim to answer questions by orcs. I mean, it's your choice, like what you want to do. I mean, we're not trying to kill you.
Do you think I would have any trust in Durkheim or Orc after this?
Probably.
And listen,
probably
I don't know if there's anyone else here, but honestly, I kind of have to assume.
Do you want to try to see if we can find anyone else and try to rescue everyone that we can?
I think it would be beneficial to ensure that the accuracy of the information and accusations.
Let's just say I would know what kind of orc you are if you don't.
I certainly believe we should gather more information. I cannot go to other members of Orc and stand in front of Durkheim with, well, if you're unwilling to make yourself available, I can't go there with a blank accusation of, we saw this cave, there was a mass grave, there's potentially slavery happening, without actual proof or evidence.
Yes, because orcs would need an incredible amount of evidence to admit their wrongdoing, wouldn't they?
I think every organization that stands any time requires that type of level of evidence.
Yes, you hate them, they hate you, they hate me, other people hate whatever Harkit is. We all get the prejudice thing. Right now, we only can do what we can to provide the truth to the surface. Snide comments about his intentions based on his race are not going to help right now.
Simply put, I think that if we gather more information about this dungeon, I can provide a case to higher level officials in Orc to
yeah.
What's up?
I mean, I'm gonna be fair though. Sykes is kind of being like, "Hey, it's not my race's fault, right? These are individuals."
No.
No, I was talking to
that's-
Camril because he was like
Yeah.
making all these snide comments about like orcs being like all shifty and shit. It's like, all right, dude, come on.
I mean, he
Yes,
was.
you're right. He should have much more perspective about this after
Yeah.
being a gladiator slave.
Anyways, Kimmerl,
Yeah.
perhaps we can go into this room out here where there's more room and less smell. So you can feel a bit more at ease. The 5 of us surrounding you in one room.
And a boat.
Make out our way to rescue as many slaved individuals down here.
Should we try that other door or the pathway?
There's also a
Go
dinghy
through
in
the
here,
whole
guys.
thing. We see it. Yes. It is quite nice.
I saw.
I like that dinghy. That's a nice dinghy.
There are many dinghies like it, but this is the best one.
If the hallways were
first
wider,
time I've
we could
done
bring
that.
it with us, which would be great if there's water later. But we cannot.
That's the first time I've done that, though.
Like we're like, oh, good. We put it on the water, and then it's like the time on the spell or the feature ends, and it's like,
Yeah.
there we are. Just
Well,
It is quite fascinating. Can you just pull boats out of nothingness like all the time, or is it?
Yeah,
like-
that was weird and really annoying. If this
Sorry,
room
I
was
just-
any smaller, I would be trapped in there.
Sorry, I just thought of like something big and getting in the way, and I just thought of a dinghy, and then it sort of just happened.
It was incredibly annoying, and I mean that as a compliment.
Well, it did stop the fighting. Immediately, sort of
It did.
halted the fighting.
it would be best if we escorted you to the surface, and for what it is worth, I know probably next to nothing or the spit on the bottom of your boot, but I do apologize for what you have been subjected to down here. And the only way we can ensure this happens to no one else
Is by killing all the other orcs here. I agree.
Perfect. Oh wait,
by bringing compelling evidence to the
Boring.
treachery of Kurosuru.
That is
Their
some pansy-ass
intentions
bullshit
as
there.
it's, their intentions as it's made to the rest of the orc communities far separate from their actual activities and what they've shown here today.
okay, well let's go out in the big room so that we're not all in this dinghy.
I'd like to look to see if there's any more tokens on these other orcs here.
There are tokens. 114, 121.
Yeah, let's snatch those up and. Is there anything else in this room? Probably a bunch of fecal matter in the corner, you know?
There is in the crate an actually decent amount of food and water, and underneath a few rocks you do find a little shithole.
Nice. He'll grab some of the food and I mean, is it like water and skins, or is it just like a barrel of water?
Barrel of water.
Does he have anything extra? He'll grab the food up and he'll make sure he gives some of that to Kimrel, and he'll make his way out.
On the way out, can I kick this orc's body and spit on it?
Yeah.
Fucking piece of shit.
I said no, you
Pretty
can't do that.
But as you venture back into this room with the dead, Bulette, and who's got the piece of carapace? Is it Solarin?
I pulled it off. I would have offered it to Sykes, but I'll carry it if he doesn't want to.
How heavy is it? Pretty heavy.
It's actually fairly lightweight. A like 4 foot long, 2 foot wide strip weighs about 12 pounds.
He would take it.
But as you take that strip, that's where we'll end for today. As you'll continue the Gauntlet of the Gozuru next week.
I thought we were
Alright.
just going to turn around.
Sorry?
I thought we were just going to turn around and go out the way we came in.
we're just gonna take the one guy, turn around, go all the way back to Durkheim, and just complain to the manager about this whole
Hey,
situation.
dude, like, we were in the hotel last night. Those beds are not comfortable.
He probably wouldn't be cool with that.
Yeah. No, as soon as we get up there, I imagine he's gonna find a way to split. Which I don't blame him.
I'm not saying that, but he's not cool with just leaving here. He kind of wants to make sure you guys like help anyone else that might be here.
Oh yeah,
Which
we're
is
gonna have
what I
to go
think
through
we
the-
Oh, yeah,
want to.
that's sort of the plan.
Yeah.
No,
I
and,
guess.
and that'll give
Listen-
or like we were talking about before, that'll give us like cred kind of in the final things when the other clan is pissed at us. It's like, we have defeated your challenge.
I think it'll
You
also
must
be
honor
cool
us.
because if we run into any of those orcs, I think Sykes is going to want to try and talk to them. That's not going to happen.
I mean, it might. You might be able to change hearts and minds. You know, it starts at ground level.
Yeah, it starts at ground level when I make them hit the ground because I'm going to cast a fucking shatter on their skull. I'm pissed. You don't kill Feywild creatures around me. You just don't do it.
Like what Sykes is trying to like point out though is it's not the recruits that are doing it, it's
I mean,
the organizational whole that's doing it.
It's a system.
They're part of it.
At which point he would concur
They're
that
part of it.
something needs to happen to those individuals.
No, they need to die. There's no changing her mind. As soon as she saw dead satyrs and dead centaurs, like, it could have been fine if there weren't, like, fey creatures, but no, they fucked with fey
Like a
creatures.
terrifying, horrid, and like very much a PTSD producing moment for a lot of individuals to see a damn mass grave. It's like
Yeah.
There were a fae
that's why
in that
I'm
mass
sort of-
grave too.
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah, there was
Yeah,
a
there
there was a
is-
lot of
remember
species
any
in
of
there.
that
Yeah, because
happening.
I was like more or less looking at it, and I asked if there were anything, like if there was anything from like races near mine, and he was like, "Yeah, there's a couple satyrs and like centaur," and I
that's
was
kind
like,
of like what Sykes thought. Like his conclusion was like, hey, they were capturing kind of whatever was coming through this way.
"Yeah, no,"
If,
but that's
like,
sort of like
portals started opening.
mentally broke. Like, there's
Yeah.
definitely something mentally broken
The
currently.
hinges are off.
That just is just like, yeah, if I see one of them, they're fucking dying. Like, they're dead. Their body will be eviscerated. There won't be a body in the mass grave
Oh,
because
yes,
there'll be
there will
nothing
be.
left of it.
Hmm.
I don't know what's behind these iron doors.
I know. We should have just used the bullet to get through the iron door.
If you could have figured that out, yeah.
No one was willing
Yeah,
to talk to
aim
the.
when it comes out
Oh.
through a wall, like some sort of reflection of momentum spell.
Well,
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say good night there.
I'll
Well,
see you
good
guys.
night and
We'll
happy
see you later.
week.